like that. Roller coaster, wanna let it stop like that. And it's not like that. Flexing, flexing, flexing.
Grizzly going crazy, nigga.
Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? I remember going to school, never had the latest shoes. You was raised to make it cool, I was raised to make a move. We was playing with different bags, so I kept getting shitted on. It was motivation, telling myself stay patient. Package touchdown, gotta relocate it. If that body got took down, guess it was donated. Plug ain't from round town, but we both native. Yeah, sliding with my body, I got a Joe waiting. Can't let these hoes spend the night, ain't got no home training. Heard your damn mixtape, gave it a low rating. Yeah, streets reply, I look right in a Mercedes. Creep at night, the city lights going brave. She popping it like that is meant for, can't be no road and extendo. Bitch, I put me in the friend zone till she see me in the end zone. Hoes calling from other zip codes, trapping hard, I need a flip on this, the new pack, the last one been gone. Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? Stepping out cool, rock and roll my watch and shoes. They scream wave, ain't bring a pool. Mainstream think they scream my moves. Jack hit me up like gotta leave round 2. Know what's going on, man, you need it come through. I'm the neighborhood superintendent. Dogs in the den, got the kush in the kitchen. Look here, baby, I'm on real time. Needle in a haystack, but still shine. Wave guard, grill gold like a face guard. I did a bid and tell them wait for it. Grill gold like a face guard. I did a bid and tell them wait for it.
Y'all already know what's going on, goddammit. We're in a damn place to be. Let me send some more of these links out. Man. Hey, man, we got some championship level shit tonight, man. We got Uncle JJ, Mandika, Molly in the building. Hey, this been long awaited versus who? Misery, Jose Vega. You know what I'm saying? We definitely gonna be getting it in today. Two powerful debaters. And it's all about the information. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep it on the information, and we definitely gonna be learning tonight. So like, share, and subscribe, get your people up in here, you know what I'm saying? Because it's about to go down. What I would like to do first, is to let both of the debaters introduce themselves. Hey man, it's been long awaited. You know what I'm saying? Let me send the link out some more. This has been long awaited. You know what I'm saying? Everybody been waiting on this. And we finally got it. So let me let both of the debaters introduce themselves. I'll let both of y'all want to go first. I think y'all gotta unmute y'all mic. Misery JJ, y'all there?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, shalom. That was good, man. This is Misery. I'm here to represent for my Hispanic and Native brothers and sisters out here. Today we're going to be discussing the Native American Shemite. I hear an echo.
Native American. I just Go ahead, Misery.
Yes, I'm going to be discussing about our Native Americans, Shemites, while my opponent is going to be trying to.
Hey, JJ, Hey, JJ, keep your mic muted. You got to echo. Keep your mic muted. All right, go ahead, Miz.
Yeah, again, while my opponent is going to try to prove that they are the people of Japeth according to the Bible or whatever outside biblical sources he's going to pull. Today I'm going to bring out a lot of interesting information. I'm going to be bringing up professors, linguistics, geologists, even testimonies from even Native American elders and chiefs themselves, all saying that this is the promised land and how the people over here are the people of the book.
All right, all right, this is just the introduction. This is just the introduction. I'm gonna mute your mic and I'm gonna let JJ go. Uncle JJ, the reason why I muted your mic.
Yeah, you sound choppy, bro.
You got the flow. You
sound choppy. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Is this my opening or just an introduction?
It's an introduction.
Okay. Yeah. Well, my name is JJ7000, aka Mandika Molly. Creator of Lions Den. I've been in several debates. I know Jose Vega for over 10, 11 years. I don't know personally, but on YouTube and Facebook. And this topic has grew up out of the One West doctrine, where they're teaching that Native Americans are, from the tribe of Gad, and then these guys kind of splintered off, and then they created their own doctrine. Now they're saying that Native Americans now are all the Israelites. They're Shemites. So this is going to be the topic of this discussion, this debate. We're going to keep it respectful. I'm going to be coming with linguistics, genetics. I'm going to be going into cultural appropriation, be bringing out people from the Native Americans, different tribe leaders that, are against cultural appropriation, that are mad at some of these One West doctrines, these camps that are disrespecting their elders and their culture. So, yeah. So whenever you're ready, bro. And I'm gonna leave the other thing alone about what just happened on the other channel. But let me just say this real quick. I mean, if I'm a $5 a month subscriber, man, you cannot be muting me. I mean, come on. We're gonna leave it at that. But anyway, hey, so yeah, I appreciate Jose Vega, aka Misery, getting in the ring with me. It's kind of hard for me to get debates. So yeah, may the best information edify you. We still get that 3-minute opening, right? That was the introduction, right? I got to open it.
That's the introduction. JJ, log out of YouTube on your computer. Exit out of YouTube on everywhere. You don't want to have YouTube up, period. That's why we got the echo. When you got YouTube and the stream service going at the same time, you're gonna get an echo. All right, we got Angel in the building. And we got my boy Sergio in the building. All right. Are the Native Americans Shem or Japeth? That's the topic we're getting into tonight. Are the Native Americans Shem or Japeth? Now, before we get into this opening, I want to say, everybody, get your blunts. You know what I'm saying? Get everything rolled up. Get everything together. And we about to have an insightful, powerful debate. It's going down. So just like how I let Misery go first, I'm gonna let JJ go first on the introduction. And I need everybody to like, share, and subscribe to the show. We need the people in here. The people need to see this. We got two legends in the building. The people need to see this showdown. This Mike Tyson versus Ali. This is a heavyweight. This is the greatest of the greatest that we're about to get into right now. This is about to be one of those. That is gonna be making shows about it for years to come. So I need everybody to like, share, and subscribe, and let's get it going on. All right, 3-minute introduction. JJ, I'm gonna let you go first.
Hold up for 1 second. Being that he's the affirmative, shouldn't he go first since he's making the assertion that Shemites are Native Americans? So,
Yeah, I'm pretty
yeah, so he should go first.
All right,
Go first on that.
Misery.
I can go.
Give you 3 minutes to go first, brother. This is the
Hold on.
just
I can
the
go. Like I said, I can go first on the introduction, but then I guess he could go first on the. He could start off on the first round.
Oh, what I'm saying, if you're the affirmative, you're making the claim that Native Americans are Shemites, then you should go
No,
first.
you're the one that
you
challenged.
Really want me to go? You really want me to go first? Okay. All right,
Yeah,
go first.
So I'll go first on the opening, and then you can go first on the first round. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, like I said, I'm going to be discussing about how the Native Americans are from Shemites and about how this is the promised land. Now, in JJ's opening, you heard him say that he's going to bring out natives that are going to be speaking against this One West doctrine and how the One West got these natives thinking that, that natives are Israelites. Well, he's going to have to substantiate my whole first round when I'm going to bring out scholars and books that came out hundreds of years before the One West even came out with this ideology of natives being Israelites, when you have Christians and even Jews that I'm going to bring out. And the simple fact that we all know that there's a religion even called Mormonism, which are like 6 million deep today, that believe that Native Americans are Israelites, and they came out 100 and something years prior to One West. So I don't even know why he even brought that out in his opening. And second of all, he's going to have to substantiate about these natives that are speaking against them. And who cares if they're speaking out against us being Israelites or not? But what they're not going to be discussing is who they are biblically. You see what I'm saying? This is a biblical discussion about who are the Shemites and Japhethites. So I really don't care about him bringing out information about natives speaking out against it or not. Now, the problem the brother is going to have during this debate is after I start showing him all of these professors and linguistics and geologists of backing up a lot of these artifacts, these languages that were being spoken in Mesoamerica, all the way even to the Micmac tribe, which is all the way by Maine today, which is upstate New York, if you want to say. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to go against the linguistic scholars that I'm going to bring out, showing you how he came out with a book, showing the world how people from Mesoamerica were speaking a Hebrew language. And not only that, a broken even Egyptian language, as they even claim. Okay. Then he's also going to have to show in my third round, when I'm going to start showing him about the language, when I get into the language over here, how we even have language which is called like the Old Negev, which even predates the Hebrew language, which they say that the Hebrew, the Phoenician, and the Arabic even comes from, which is basically is the prototype language, meaning the language that Abraham spoke in biblical times, and why we have those writings over here in the Americas, especially in places like Arizona. You know what I'm saying? So this brother's gonna have a plethora of things being thrown at him tonight, and he is going to be staggered from the information. And I would love to see how he's going to try to prove biblically how the Native Americans over here are the people of Japeth. And with that,
all right, Uncle JJ, he went for 4 minutes, so I'm gonna give you some extra time too. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go to 5, if you ramble off, I'm gonna stop you wherever you stop at. Uncle JJ, you got the floor. This is your opening. You gotta unmute your mic, Uncle JJ. Uncle JJ, you gotta unmute your mic. All right, waiting on Uncle JJ to start his opening. So he probably didn't even. Uncle JJ, you ain't even hear Misery opening then, huh, Uncle JJ? You gotta unmute your mic. We can't hear you. We're gonna give Mandika Molly a little second to get his sound right. Misery is already thinking from just his opening. JJ has quit. Misery is already thinking just from Misery's opening. He think he made JJ quit. Okay, JJ look like he's back to life. Uncle JJ, are you alive? You gotta unmute your mic. We can't hear you.
It's not unmuting. Oh, there you go. Man, this restream. I don't know about this, man. Can you hear me? All right.
You doing the open?
Yeah, let me do my opening. I want to share my screen in my opening. Okay, so I'm trying to share my screen. Let's see. Yeah, man. Come on. Let's see. All right. All right. So first off, how many minutes I get? 4? Can y'all see my screen? Let me see if I can make it a little bigger.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Now, first off, ladies and gentlemen, the guy is trying to change the whole concept of this debate. You're supposed to be proving that Native Americans are Shemites, Shemitic, Afro-Asiatic speaking language family. We all know that Native Americans have their own language family. They have no connection to any Afro-Asiatic Semitic speaking language family. So like I said, he up in there, you talking about the Mormon Bible? You're going to use the Mormon Bible? You can't even use the Bible because your narrative is already bringing you, saying that you're in America, Israel's in America. No scholar would that in his right mind would come to a debate with this pseudo information. You see what I'm saying? So you can't use the Bible in this. And if you want to go with science, you're going to be in some trouble. So today we're here to discuss the cultural identity of Native Americans, and I'm excited to present my arguments of why Native Americans are not part of the Afro-Asiatic Semitic culture. My opponent may try to make a case based on some superficial similarities or misinterpretations, but the evidence will show that Native Americans have a distinct, Jose Vega, do you know what distinct is? A distinct and separate cultural linguistic and genetic heritage. Linguistics is very important. The language family identifies the culture. So in my first round, I'll be discussing linguistic differences between Native American languages and Afro-Asiatic Semitic languages. Native American languages are incredibly diverse with over 150 languages, where Afro-Asiatic Semitic language belong to a specific language family with a distinct grammatical structure and vocabulary. So you don't know nothing about this. You're just up here running your mouth. Now I'm going to show you that the linguistic features of Native American languages, are not compatible with the Afro-Asiatic Semitic language family. So how are you going to get up here talking about that you're going to prove that these Native Americans are Shemites when the language family don't add up, the culture don't add up, the location don't add up when you're trying to bring in the Bible. And then when you try to go to science, your head is going to get chopped off. Because in my second round, I'll be examining genetic evidence that supports the migration theories of Native American population when they're coming from this Bering land bridge. See, these people are more Siberian and Mongolians and, connected to Chinese people. Now, if you want to tie that to the Bible, we know goddamn well that these Chinese and Japanese and Asian people, they're not Shemitic. Native American languages are incredibly diverse. Okay, I read that. Hold up. So genetic studies show that Native Americans are closely related to who? East Asian population, not the African or Middle Eastern population. You made it up. You ain't gonna have no goddamn general consensus believing this nonsense that he kind of come up here with. You can't use the Bible because you got your people already in America. And he said that all the Native Americans make up the 12 tribes. This is what happened when you get influenced by a One West made-up doctrine. So I'm going to present a genetic data and demonstrate the distinct ancestry of Native Americans and show that they are not part of the Afro-Asiatic Semitic genetic profile. And this is why these Native American leaders are mad. And you heard what he said? Well, I don't care what they think, but they're the leaders of your so-called Native American tribes. You're already out of pocket. See? And in the third round, I'm going to discuss the cultural appropriation and misrepresentation of Native American cultures by groups that claim that they are part of the Afro-Asiatic Semitic culture. Talking about the ISUBK, the Israelites United in Christ. These leaders are, these Native American leaders are pissed. You're disrespecting their gods. You're disrespecting everything that they stand for. You know, I'll highlight the harm caused by these claims and the importance of respecting Native American cultural identity, which this guy who claimed at first he wasn't a Native American, he was a Mexican, then he was Hispanic, now he done went over there, he a Native American. This guy changed like a leaf blowing in the wind. He all over the place. And you would think you want to come to this date, we supposed to take you serious, bro?
All right.
You already messed up when you talking about Israel over here in America. How the hell are you gonna use
all right.
And then you talking about JJ scared of that opening, bro? If you gonna be cheerleading for him, you better cheerlead for him when he got some good points, because he about to get his head kicked off.
All right.
Let me continue.
Hey,
look, I gotta continue.
That was 5 minutes.
Yeah, but okay, but I'm opening, right?
Oh, no, it's 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We're gonna stop right there. All right. So, I'm tripping. JJ is starting first. All right. So, hey, everybody, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. We got the Mandika Mally, the People's Champ, JJ 7000 versus goddamn Debo, Jose Vega, Misery. Y'all might know him from the Ancient Watchman. Hey, it's going down. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Get your cup, get your yak, get your Kool-Aid, roll your blunt, get your bourbon, whatever you need. Mandika Mally about to start it off. These are 15-minute rounds, by the way. So we're about to get a lot of information. So I just need everybody to see what's going on and take notes. You know what I'm saying? And at the end, y'all can come up and give y'all opinion. But let's get first round, Uncle JJ.
Yeah, I ain't got no problem with that, but I want to let the audience know I'm not the affirmative. This is what these guys do. If you're the affirmative, I'm not making a claim that Native Americans are Shem. You're supposed to go first, but you want to see what I got. But guess what? Well, if I go first, you're gonna have to answer what I'm bringing out. So let me. You make the mistake and let me go first. Here it is. Start my time. Start my time, family. Whenever you're ready. Let me get my screen up. Let me get my screen right. Hold up. It's still sharing, right? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Okay. Let me start off with this. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. You said 15 minutes. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, my opponent, man, he's out of pocket with this Israelites are in the United States. Israel's in Utah. You better be able to prove that one. Since you want to put the place and all the Native Americans, the Native Americans is goddamn whole 12 tribes. The crazy part, these Native Americans derive from other Paleo Indians that come over the Bering Land Bridge, bro. They've been here for thousands of years. They ain't got nothing to do. Their language, their culture ain't got nothing to do with no people in the Middle East, no Afro-Asiatic Semitic speaking people. See, so what you got to understand is who is connected to the Semitic languages and who is connected to the Native American indigenous languages. So we're going to start with the Semitic languages. Then it's a branch of Afro-Asiatic language family that include Arabic, Aramaic, Tigrinya, Aramaic, Hebrew, Maltese, and numerous other ancient modern languages. They are spoken in more than 330 million people across West Asia, North Africa, the Horn of Africa, and Malta. What? I ain't saying no America. You talking about everything started over there? You better prove that these languages that the Bible is speaking of and talking about the Semitic groups of peopling started over in America. You can't. In a large immigrant and expat communities in North America, Europe, and Australia. The terminology was first used in 1780s by Gotham School of History. The Semitic language occurred as written form. From early historical data in West Asian within East Semitic, Akkadian, Assyrian, and Babylonian, and Ebalic texts written in a script from the Sumerian cuneiform. All right, I just want to give you a little. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but if you look at this map right here, this is the languages like modern distribution of Semitic languages. Look over here, just distribution. Where is it getting over here to America? Where is this? So why ain't the distribution starting over in America, Jose Vega? Yeah, your name miserable. By the time I get done with you this debate, you're gonna be miserable because you got to show us on a map where it even Semitic language even started over there, bro. Look at this, y'all. This is all over in Africa, man. This ain't got nothing to do with no goddamn America. Look at this. Let's go back. Y'all see this, man. Let me blow it up a little bit. Look, Libya, all this, bro. Wait, wait, hold up. All right, now let me keep going. Let me keep going, man. This 15 minutes go fast. All right, let me see. Let's go fast. Let me get back to it. All right. Let's see. Stop sharing. Okay. Hey, stop my time for a second. Oh, wait. No, you ain't got to. We good. All right. You ain't got to. Let me get back to it, man. This guy's some trouble, bro. See, look, he don't even care what the people say. Now, let's go to the indigenous language families in the Americas, y'all. Let's do that. Let's see what we got. Let's see if they connected over there to the Middle East over there. This is by EBSCO. Okay, yeah, Step All Cookies. You know. All right. Now, the indigenous languages of the Americas. Indigenous languages of the Americas encompass a rich tapestry of linguistic diversity, classified in over 50 distinct families, totaling approximately 950 languages. The categorization of these languages can be complex, as traditional classifications may vary due to differing criteria amongst linguistics. Notable language families include Algic. This ain't got nothing to do with no. Hey, Algic, that ain't no Semitic language, brother. Look at that. Look at this one, Arakan. What that got to do with us over there? Look, Athapascan and Iroquoian, each associated with specific geographic regions and indigenous groups. When they say indigenous, that means these people were connected to this soil, the aboriginal to this soil. Research suggests that many of these languages may trace their origins. Watch this, it's gonna bust his head. Tracing origins back to just 3 root sources corresponding with 3 waves of migration from where? Northeastern Asia. What about the Middle East and Africa? These little languages ain't got nothing to do with no Semitic speaking people, bro. Now, what estimates indicate that 800 indigenous languages are currently spoken, the majority of speakers reside in South and Central America, with a significant number of North American languages facing endangerment challenges. In accuracy, counting speakers arise from the isolated nature. Look at isolated nature. They isolated, man. They ain't got nothing to do with no goddamn Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and none of that, bro. Look, isolated nature of some indigenous community. They all by themselves. They make it comprehensive data collection difficult. The status of these languages reflect broader cultural and historical narratives, emphasizing the importance of preserving linguistic heritage. This is why this cultural appropriation is pissing off the Cherokee and all these other tribes. They out there talking about IHBK, talking about, yeah, y'all from the tribe of Gad. How all of them from the tribe of Gad, and the other one, Reuben, he got his own tribe, but he Native American too. This is why this got to stop. Now this brother in front of us talking about Israel is in Utah. Where is that in the Bible? And then they got a map talking about, I see the map. They got the Red Sea in California, but California is split off from the goddamn continent, y'all. It's an island. I don't know how it connect back. I guess they Velcroed it back together. While estimates indicate that 800 indigenous languages are currently spoken, majority speakers reside. Okay, I read that part. Now, this is published in 2024, y'all. See, I got some up to date. So what are you gonna bring by Jim Green, MFA? You hear me? Now look at this. Linguistics typically classify indigenous languages of America in more than 50 distinct families, which I think I read that part. Okay, yep. All right, now. Ethnologue, an authoritative U.S.-based publication that collects and releases updated information about the languages of the world. Okay, I don't want to get into that. More language families of the Aboriginals in America, background, origins, and classification. A groundbreaking 1992 article published in Scientific American detailed a new theory regarding the genesis of the indigenous languages of America. Hey, did it start over in the Middle East? You better get up here and explain that, because that's where the Semitic languages started, sir. Talking about the Native Americans. You up here making stuff up. This is embarrassing. And look at this, y'all. The Americans citing research that suggests nearly all tongues spoken by Native Americans could be traced back to only 3 distinct sources of origins. This in turn implied that the Aboriginal peoples of the Americas migrated from Asia into 3 separate windows of movement. You're getting toasted, man. According to the research, you better be able to come. Did you want me to go first? He's not going to address none of this. I guarantee it. Talking about some books. Man, get up out of here, man. Some Mormons. You gonna bring some Mormons with me? Come on, bro. According to the researchers who support this theory, the hundreds of unique language and dialects that subsequently developed throughout the indigenous population of North, Central, South America, therefore descended directly from only 3 root tongues, one of which is spoken by members of each of the 3 waves of migrants who began their journey northeastern Asia into northwestern North America approximately 15,000 years ago. You gonna be able to debunk that? I think not. Now, while this theory has been conclusively proven, it's further problematized the traditional distinctions that group the indigenous language of the Americans into dozens of different families. But in spite of the evidence in support of this theory, you're already in trouble, bro. You're on the wrong continent. Hey, what the hell? You've been better off doing we came here to second entrance 40. They came here on ship through the freight. You've been better off trying to do that 10 tribes. Come over here with that mystery stuff. You know, now you done made something up and ain't nobody gonna take you serious when you get up here. Talking about you don't care what the elders of the nations, the elders of the tribe say. You're already messing up. They laughing at you, man. I hope they scalp you, man. I don't mean it like that, but scalp your tongue or something, man. Get up out of here with, disrespecting your people. What's wrong with being a Native American if you want? I know last week you was a Mexican, and 2 weeks before that you was a goddamn Guatemalan and a Puerto Rican. Make up your mind. Now look at this, y'all. Typically, indigenous tongues to larger family units with language family typically being confined, y'all, to identifiable Aboriginal groups and specific geographic regions. See, Holy Vega, I know you're miserable over there because you got to deal with these geographic regions. How you gonna put? You got to put the Semitic speaking family over here in America, and you can't. You know why? Because Algoric, the language also known as the Algorian language, include more than 30 different tongues spoken by indigenous populations. Natives of eastern United States and eastern Canada, widely known examples include Maki, Cree, Mohican, Shawnee, and Shawnee. What? There ain't none of them that on street corners with no goddamn Power Rangers outfit talking about, yeah, that's right, we do. No, they ain't doing that. All of us is the 12 tribes. All the Native Americans and all the Native American tribes, he's saying they're Israelites. They Negroes, we gonna be the slaves in their kingdom. He should teach that when he's over there with them ancient watchmen, the races over there. Now, how about the Arawakan? Alternately known as the American language family, the Arawakan family is made up of approximately 70 distinct tongues and dialects. Come on, the 12 tribes only got one distinct tongue, that's Hebrew. The hell going on over here, man? This dude out here fucking and faking, man. Now look at this. The Atashkan, one of the broadest reaching indigenous American language families. You in trouble with the language, bro. When you got to bring the Semitic people over there in Africa and the Middle East over here to prove your point. You ain't gonna be able to do it. Huh? Now look at this guy. Look how far it ranges, y'all. The Athapascan group of tongues is native to the large, expansive North America, ranging from Alaska all the way to the Rio Grande. Tongues in this language include the Apache. I like the Apaches in the movies, boy. They're scalpy. The Navajos. I know some good Navajos out there in Phoenix, Arizona. I lived out there for 5 years, man. Shit. Among others. You hear me, y'all? And look at this. The Caribbean, like the Algonquin language family. You was the trouble, bro. He's not going to be able to answer none of this. You should have went first. So now you got to answer to me. The Caribbean tongue. Make sure y'all pay attention to that. He's going to do his little ad homs and all that. They don't count in the debate. That's back check stuff. Now, the Caribbean tongues originated in the Caribbean in the northern reaches of the South American mainland, but extended as far as northern Brazil. See, I look at the tongues and like, well, where the Hebrew? Where the Yahweh by Shem, Yahweh Shai, Balakatah, Kram, Yasala? Where that at? Huh? Where the Khan and all that, a Slakia Ak? Where that at, bro? Look at that, Eskimo Aleut. The Eskimo Aleut family is largely confined in the northernmost inhabited regions of North America, extending across polar areas of Alaska. They're all in Alaska talking to the Native American tongue. He talking about they Semitics. Hey, man, come on, man. Why you get in front of me making this up, man? Come on, man. Look at Iroquois. Traditionally spoken I'm all over America, bro. You gotta show this Hebrew. And then he got the nerve to say that they had the first Bible. Where is this Native American Bible? And how did all these different tribes put it together without getting confused? Huh? Man, you better go play, man. Now look at this. See, look. Traditionally spoken in northeastern parts of the United States and southeastern regions of Canada. See, now we all up in Canada. We all down in Brazil with the languages. And I ain't heard no Yahweh Bashem. And then don't let me talk about all the different gods that they got. Where's your Yahweh? All them different gods, man. And some of your Aztecs and Incas cutting out hearts and eating people, man. Stop it. Look at this. The Mayans. Speaking of them, originating in the present-day country of Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, the Mayan language families include the subgroups including Cholan, Hustecan, Kanjabalan, Chichin, and Chichan Mamin languages. See? Hey. I'm diverse in the languages. You see all the different dialects I can speak when I'm reading. Now watch this. The Muskegon.
2 minutes.
All right. Subclassified in Eastern, Central, and Western language groups. The Muskegon language family is native to what is now southeastern United States. Example of the Muskegon language include Creek, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Apakali, Pensacola, Tuskegee. You got to tell us which one of these tribes is running around talking about they are Israelites. We're going to wait for that. Since you want to get in front of me with this nonsense. Y'all been waiting for this for a long time, bro. You have too. For an educational aspect, you're going to be another pelt on the wall. Now watch this, y'all. The Sicilian language is comprised of approximately 24 distinct tongues and dialects spoken in southwestern Canada. And what's wrong with being yourself? Y'all got a great history and culture, man. And then when I get into genetics, you're really going to be in some trouble. Sir? Since you want to act like, yeah, okay. And the United States spanning from the coast to the continental interior, the area running from British Columbia to Oregon. Like, I got so much information. We should have went 30 minutes. They're going to buy, look, they go to sources and stuff like that. They buy bibliography, Joseph Greenberg, linguistic origins of Native Americans, Scientific Americans. I took you to Scientific American, number 5, 1992. See? Lee Tana H. Most popular Native American language in the U.S. Indian Country Today Media Network. You know what I'm saying? They go to the little thing right there, access to after over 2024. I got to 2024, man. Native languages of American, Amerindian language and families, Native Americans. Y'all see it, man. The race to save, and they want to save their language. They ain't trying to connect to no Semitic languages, bro. They would look at you as an Uncle Tom coon. Uncle Tonto Ruckus is what they would call you. Let me stop sharing my screen, man, so I can look at the audience, man. This dude is in trouble. He gonna try to come up here with this nonsense. You can't tie the Bible into it because you already talking about Israel's over in America. You talking about some corn and all that. No, come up here with this nonsense, man. Like I say, man, shout out to the Lions Den. We peeping in at JJ7K TV. And I am still the HOK GOAT. It is what it is. You see what happens when people come to the debate underprepared, getting in the ring with the goddamn people's champ. I yield.
All right. That was Mandika Mali, round 1. That was Mandika Mali, round 1. Peace to everybody in the building. Like, share, and subscribe. You know what I'm talking about? It is going down. You know what I'm saying? Peace to everybody in the building. All right, Misery, you ready to get this? Let's get it. You hear Misery?
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to share my screen.
Got all the goddamn superstars in the chat. Shout out to my boy Martin. Shout out to
Got it?
Rich. Shout out to Angel. Shout out to all y'all boys, man.
Did you get the share?
Yes, sir. Ski.
Uh, what is that? I can't see anything. What is that?
You can.
Hold on, let me see. Try it again.
It looks like you should your whole screen.
Right? That's what it's looking like.
Shout out to the gang and them. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the people. Boy, 50 in here with me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that was the first part of round one. I'm about to get down to the bottom of round one. Let me see if I can start it off. This kind of shit.
How about not? How about?
So he was saying,
Why does it look like?
yeah, you got to get off the restream page and go to it. Trying to go to this thing. He was showing a screenshot of the dude. I miss he was showing a screenshot of the dude.
I was showing a screenshot of some dude on the screen.
Yeah, we could all see it.
It's a bald head guy.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, you did it 3 times. We could all see it.
Same thing right here. Another bald head guy.
We could all see. We can see your screen, Mister.
Oh, for some reason I can't see it. My end. Okay. All right, bet. All right, you can start my time. Now, in the very first round, as you brothers and sisters realize, the brother did not prove how the people or the Native Americans are the people of Japeth. The title of this debate are the Native Americans Shemites or are they the people of Japeth? To me, it seems like he was stuck on trying to be rebuttaling man that he actually forgot the topic at hand. You heard him bring up the Bering Strait, some argument about the DNA not tying in with the people of the land, and talk about me disrespecting the elders. Now, during my first and second and third round, I will be addressing those points thoroughly. Now, right here is a college professor named Craig Stephen Wilder. Okay. Now, he did a speech in Brown University, and he posed the very question that a Dutch lawyer posed to the Christians and the Jews back in the 1500s. Okay, and this is what he says. He says, and nevertheless, the Dutch lawyer Adrian van der Duke admitted pressure if the Christians were unable to reconcile the existence of natives, quote, the doctrine of the Holy Scriptures would be subverted and ruined. You see, this right here, people, is what happened back in the 1500s when these Christians and Jews came across these new people. This Dutch lawyer asked a simple question: if you guys cannot reconcile who these people are biblically, your holy book is ruined, meaning it isn't true. So this is when the Christians and the Jews all came with the theories that the Native Americans were in fact Shemites and that this was the Holy Land. This is why you see books like you have here, View of the Hebrews, right? Written in 1825 by Ethan Smith. You have Sailings to the Paradise, The Discoveries of the Americas by 1700, right? Sails of the Hopes, The Secret Missions of Christopher Columbus, the 10 Tribes of Israel, by Barbara Ann Simon, right? The Hebrews, the View of the Hebrews, by Ethan Smith. See, this is why back in the 1600s, you had even like the brother was trying to mock before about the Mormons, that these Christians were teaching that these people were in fact Israelites. Because the simple fact that before the discovery of the Americas, that they had a theology of the lost 10 tribes, or these lost people of Israel, right? These Shemitic people. And this is when they started coming up with the theory, because they never came up with the theory while they were over there in the Eastern Hemisphere. Only when when they came into the West, they started coming with these theories that these people were the people of the book. Now, this is from this is where the daggers is going to come about how JJ was talking about the Bering Strait. Just like I said, I'm gonna address his points when he was about his first round. About, oh, these guys are from the Bering Strait. They're from the Far East, blah, 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 blah. These guys are not even from the Middle East, which I will address later on with DNA, debunking that. But this is the Jewish Encyclopedia, people. So let's go see what the Jewish people said about us. Okay? It says this about the Americas. It says, immediately after the discovery of Central and South America, the legend of the lost 10 tribes began to be referred to the inhabitants. Garcia, in The Origin de los Medinos, 1607, on page 79 through 88, declares that the tribes passed over the Strait of Anal, the Bering Strait. You see that, JJ? Hold up. Let me get this straight. So in the first round, we all heard JJ trying to mock the Native Americans that came over around the Bering Strait, saying that these people come to the East. What is Jose Vega talking about? He's out of his mind. But here is from the Jewish Encyclopedia, which states that these people that came over the Bering Strait were what people? Let's continue to read. It says that he declares that the tribes passed over the Strait of Anal, the Bering Strait, and went by the way to Mexico and South America. He deduces their identity from the coward cowardice and want of charity of the Israelites and Indians. Both of these people, according to him, buried the dead on hills, gave kisses on cheeks as sign of peace, tear their clothes as a sign of mourning, danced as a sign of triumph. Garcia claimed that he had found many Hebrew terms in the American language. According to Manasseh ben Israel, now this is another point in the Jewish Encyclopedia of a Jew that came here to the Americas, claiming that the natives over here were in fact Hebrews. This is under the North American Indians, again, under the Jewish Encyclopedia. It says, Manasseh ben Israel, views were taken up by Thorogood and his Jews in America, London in 1650, and he was followed by the Apostle Eliot, and he in a publication 10 years later, that their views referring to the North American Indians instead of the Mexicans or the Peruvians were adopted by Cotton Mathers, Roger Williams, and even William Penn S. Sewell also gave expression in 1697 to the same views in a special publication. Charles Bentley, in his journey of the 2 months tour, declared that he had found among the Delaware Indians tracing of Israelite origin, and James Adair and the history of the American Indians devoted a considerable amount of attention to the same view, which was accepted. Adair was followed by Jonathan Edwards. A special work was written by E. Bendunant, A Star in the West. Okay, now also was followed by Ethan Smith. Wait a minute, Ethan Smith, James Adair, wasn't those the same books that I just showed you guys just earlier right now? Again, people, why are under the Jewish Encyclopedia are the Jewish people mentioning these books, people? This guy's going to have to start explaining that. Now, this is from a book called Christopher Columbus and the Participation of the Jews in the Spanish and Portuguese Discoveries by Mayer Kerslinger. This is by who, people? Let's go see. Who is that, JJ? Is that, Mayer Kerslinger, a Jewish man. Let's go see the same Jewish man in that Jewish encyclopedia. For those who don't know, he is also quoted in this the Jewish Encyclopedia. But also in his book on page 96, it reads this, and it says, Montezino, who possessed a manuscript of Luis Lopez, the learned bishop of Quito, was convinced that the Peruvians were of Jewish origin. The view of Ronald and Gregorio Garcia that the Aboriginals of America were descendants of Jews was maintained with many arguments in one hand the same year in 1650, independently by the Englishman Thurgood and by the Portuguese Jew Manasseh ben Israel. Wait a minute, you mean the same Manasseh ben Israel that we just read under the Jewish Encyclopedia? JJ, what are you talking about? Were you not prepared for this debate? Did you not know that the Jews and the Christians always been saying that these natives have been Israelites way before One West theology? What year was this? 1650? When did One West come up with this theory of this One West 12 tribe chart? What, 1969? Bro, you're like 400 years behind the information. Now it's time to catch up. And then over here, it says, when it scrolls down, it says, informed Manasseh that he had mingled in South America with Jews of the 10 tribes. Manasseh's book attracted much attention, and it was translated into Latin, Spanish, Dutch, English, and Italian, and Hebrew. We can skip that. Right now, from the Lost Tribes and the Promised Lands, right, by Ronald Sanders. You know, it's funny, it quotes this, and it says that the same guy that we just read about, right, says this. Montezinos that we just read about, the Jewish guy that's in the Jewish Encyclopedia. He said, blessed be the name of the Lord, who has not made me an idolater, a barbarian, a Negro, and an Indian. When suddenly he stopped, those Indians, he told himself, they are Hebrews. Now, the JJ also said that I was over here disrespecting elders and stuff like that. No. Nowhere did he said anything about him saying about elders. He said he had natives speaking against that. And I even told him in my opening round that I'm going to bring out my elders. We're going to bring out elders. We're going to bring out elders from and chiefs from different tribes. And they're going to back up my claims. Why would I disrespect my own people? But since you said I'm going to disrespect my people, I'm going to show you the complete opposite. Here is a book called This is What the Old One Says, by Chief Riverwind. This is the brother right here. For anybody who don't know who this brother is, Chief Joseph Riverwind is he is a chief of the Arawak or Taino, or what you would call Puerto Rican tribe of the Jaguar. Okay? He wrote a book. And in this book, he even talks about how the Taino people have a prophecy about how how we would be basically invaded by Columbus, by 3 canoes, and how they would bring our own book back into our existence. And he says this one. It says, the old one foretold that the 3 strange war canoes would come to our shores, that these war canoes will be filled with pale-faced, bearded men who were Hikatui. I can't even pronounce that in the language, which translate to covered like turtles. The Latui would carry with them talking leaves, which would bring forth knowledge about the Creator. With the advert of these talking leaves, there will come a great destruction of our people and way of life. See, right here is a prophecy from our native tribes talking about how we would be invaded by these foreigners and how they would bring us basically the Bible back into our existence. Also in the book, he even states this. He says that he said, I recalled having researched many different perspectives and arguments for the theory that the Cherokee of being Israelite descent. I can only speak from my experience and my memories of when this subject came up around the Cherokee elders. You see this, JJ? The elders. Let's go see what the elders say. He says several of the Cherokee elders from the Kuala boundary told me that they were descendants of Israelites. This is what the chief of the Taino people got when he went around fires, when he went to powwows with other chieftains. Okay, people? You know, and in this book, he also talks about the Navajo and how they have a prophecy about Christ, right? And he says that the old one well, hold on, matter of fact, I'm gonna just straight to the point. He said, wait, the old chief exclaimed, what is his name so that we could remember him, that we could sacrifice our people? so that there is no greater honor among our people that to give our life for another. The spirit turned and looked at the old chief with an angel's voice, and the spirit said, his name is Bright and Morning Star. Remember his name. Which were the words. The spirit looked to the sky, whirled, and was gone as fast as a bolt of lightning. The old chief fell and kissed his knees, weeping and thanking the Creator, for he knew that his people would be healed, the way the old one say. Now, in this book, you have a prophecy from the Navajo of Christ. It says that this chief was told that his name was called the Bright Morning Star. This is before any colonizer. That's the whole point. Revelations 22:16. I, Jesus, have sent my angels and testified about these things to the churches, for I am the root and the descendant of David, the bright morning star. Now, JJ is going to have to rectify how the Navajo have a prophecy going back hundreds of years before the white man ever came on these shores, talking about this morning star that would basically sacrifice himself for the people. Called the morning star. Checkmate. The mysteries of the Mexican pyramids. From the Tower of Babel in a manuscript written in Quiche in 1554. You hear that? 1554. That's literally like 400 years before One West came out. Several Mayan Indians and a Spanish translator, Padre de Zinos Jose Chene, had this to say. It is supposed in a manuscript that three great Quiche nations mention in particular that they are descendants of the 10 tribes of the kingdom of Israel, who Shalmaneser reduced to a perpetual captivity, and who find themselves and confined to Assyria, declared to immigrate. The actual text ran, these then were the three nations of Quiche, and they came for where the sun rises, descendant of Israel. You hear this, JJ? This is in a manuscript. You know, anybody looks up what a main source is, a manuscript, a journal, all this are considered to be a main source. You have to get around this, brother. This is Navajo grandma, right? She's another elder that this guy claims that I'm disrespecting. And she even tells about the story. And she even says this, that these men is that they walked about the crucifixion of Jesus. Me and those in a wagon. And he said that Christ walked here, blessed the people, and had taught them, and had healed them, and blessed them. And my people and the DNA people, they walked and talked with Christ long. Look what she says right here. Long before the pilgrims came. You see that, JJ? So yes, we have many of our elders that speak about Christ and speak about being Israelites way before the white man even came over. And she's the Testament elder saying these things. This is from the Hopi. I can't even pronounce this brother's name. Guru Rachapa, from the Blue Star tribe, right? Of the Hopi. And he talks about a savior that will come, who will lead the exodus of a people the exodus of a people into the next world, into the safe promised land. Doesn't that sound like Christ? Doesn't that sound like Christ bringing the people back to the promised land? They have a prophecy, beautiful testimonies of native elders saying this. This is, again, Joseph Riverwind and his wife.
Tom. All right. Man, it is going down, man. I need everybody. Like, share, and motherfucking subscribe, man. It is going down. Got Uncle JJ and Misery in the building. You know what I'm saying? Get everything you need to succeed. Get your pen and pad, because it is going down. All right, I'm gonna let Uncle JJ bring him back to the second.
I'm
gonna let Uncle JJ bring him back to the
Hey,
second.
look, I couldn't even hear. I couldn't hear none of his rounds. Listen,
Hear this, JJ? This is an
hold up. Look at this round. But it's okay. It kept breaking up. But that's okay. Look, right here. Look right here. I kept telling you it's breaking up. Look right here. Look. Can't hear nothing. Can't hear a goddamn word.
Hey, Uncle JJ. Uncle JJ. You good?
I ain't got nothing over.
We good.
That's
Everybody
okay.
good. Everybody can hear me. I can't do this.
That's okay. I got it. It's okay. I got it.
We starting round.
Because I know he didn't address nothing I said, so it's cool. I got it. So let me get my screen up. Let's see. Let me get my screen up, man. I'll let you know ready. Hold up. Yeah, man.
Appreciate everybody in the building.
Like I say, bro.
Appreciate everybody in the building. Appreciate everybody in the building. All right, I'm gonna start the time when you're ready.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Let me screen up. Yeah, bro. I couldn't hear like 3 or 4 minutes of his round, so I don't know if he addressed.
Good, Uncle JJ. You good, Uncle JJ? Just stay your screen. We ready. Uncle JJ. Just stay your screen. We ready.
Yeah. Let me try to get back up here. Oh man, this is fucked up. Okay. Let's
And by the way, happy Mother's Day to all. Happy Mother's Day to all the queens. Happy Mother's Day to all the queens out there. You know what I'm saying? We're going into this summertime. Let's stay focused. You know what I'm saying? Let's get us some money and let's take care of our family. You know what I'm saying? We ain't getting tricked out of our position. We building up our brain. You know what I'm saying? We're getting that information out. All right, when you share your screen, let me know when you're ready. All right, they going in on the chat. All right, Uncle JJ, you had your screen shared at first, and it was on your email. So just share your screen when you're ready, and we'll know you're ready. You got an echo, so that's why I got your mic muted. Peace to everybody out there. Peace to the chat. You ready, Uncle JJ? Share your screen.
Yeah, now, bro. Is my screen sharing?
No, sir.
Hold up. Yeah, I got you, sir. It just got miserable for you. Now, you gonna talk about the topic. You ain't nowhere on topic. Bringing out books. Well, where the priest?
Hold up.
What happened?
JJ, unmute your mic. All right, go ahead, JJ.
All right, come on, man. I ain't used to this restream. Now, let me get back. Hold up. Y'all finna bust and shit. Come on, bro. I mean, you gonna have to do better. Hold up. You gonna have to do better. Can y'all see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Can I? Yes, sir. All right, man. Come on, man. That was miserable, and I was able to sit through and watch. You come up here with books about what some other cat said. Man, we don't do that in debates over here, bro, or anywhere else. So let's look at this, y'all. This is a history of Israel, Native Americans by Louis Y. Avery, Fort Worth, Texas. You know, it has always been my belief that Native Americans were descendants of Japeth, one of the 3 sons of Noah. This article states that peoples and the nations of Japhet were Simeon, or Crimea, Germany, and these peoples, Denmark, and the peoples of Capethians, Armenians, Turkey, possibly Tuscat, Georgia, and her peoples. Russia and the Russian people. That's how they come on that land bridge. The Tharcians and the Etrusians, the Persians, the Medes, the Indians, and possible founded by the Aryans. But, okay, where the part I need to get? Hold on, is this the right article? Hold on, here. This ain't the article. Hold on, this ain't the one. Oh, wait, hold on, let's see. Hold on, here we go. Let's read this. Let's read this right here. All right, let's read this. Okay, so, of course, the following centuries, Japhet descendants migrated to the Americas, ladies and gentlemen. See, you in some goddamn trouble. Now, what he gonna prove to show the trail? I'm gonna show you a trail. I already just bust his head with linguistics and the language families. The Semitic language is over in the Middle East and over in Africa. They ain't got nothing to do with no goddamn Native American languages, the ones that I pointed out in the first round. You come up here with books and articles, coloring books and Kool-Aid. You get in front of me. You gotta be ashamed of yourself. You got your little racist people in the audience calling us black Canaanite dogs. But guess what? The Israelites was part of the Canaan. You idiots. Now let's keep it going, bro. That way you know you ain't these people. Now let's say, look, over the course of the following centuries, Japhet descendants migrated to the Americas, where they encountered the Native American descendants of Ham. In the article written by Stephen Collins entitled "The Israelite Origin of the Scythians," he states that they inhabited or arrived in the region of South Russia about 700 BC, according to the Encyclopedia Americana. You bringing up here some goddamn books and color books in front of me, man. Hold up, man. You playing games, bro. You thought you did something? Now, Assyrian documents place their appearance at the shores of Lake Urima, just south of Armenia. So he ain't giving you no kind of route, no trail or nothing. Like you would have been better off going with that. They came here on ship, second entrance, 45 and 50. Say they came through the Euphrates. It took them a whole year and a half to get here. That's what you should have did. You see what I'm saying? Look at this. The time thing will say, here it is right here, sir. Here go the debate. I already showed you connection. I built it up to show you there is no connection between no Afro-Asiatic, Shemitic-speaking language family of people, and then you got the Native American language family. I named the Native American, the four major Native American families. They got nothing to do with Afro-Asiatic, Shemitic-speaking people. Now look at this, y'all. The Assyrian documents place their appearance in the shores of Lake Uruma, just south of Armenia, in the time of King Sargon, 722 to 705 BC. Misery, a date which closely corresponds with that of the first establishment of the first group of Scythians in southern Russia. Let's keep it going, man. Now look at this. It is also known or believed that the Mongoloids, look at this. This your people, Jose Vega, that were descendants of the Scythians. You Japhet, man. Get up out of here. It's called corporeal appropriation. Now you're stealing from everybody else. See, who were noted horsemen and nomadic people. These Scythians, from my research, were the ancestors of the Alaskan natives, sir. There you go. Welcome home. You know that come home to Jamaica, come home to Alaska. Freeze your ass off. Who crossed the land bridge to America. You can't debunk no land bridge. You ain't smart enough. You ain't went to school. You don't know nothing about no genetics. You up there making up Israel's in America. Use a joke. And the rest of your whole goddamn ancient Watkins. The rest of you, they stole the doctrine from goddamn these One West idiots. Now y'all have made it worse. You ain't got no scholar talking about no Israelites in Utah and the goddamn Red Sea in California. Bring that up. We waiting. You want me to go first? This your dumbass argument. Now you ain't answered nothing about that language family and nothing I said in the first round. You just went on your own goddamn way. This is what these debaters do, man. You get in front of me, you better be prepared. Now, this will happen. They'll cross the land bridge to America and settle the shores of Americas. See? These were the first Native American descendants of Japhet who migrated through and settled the U.S. See? These were the Native Americans who first appeared from the crossings of the land bridge to become the Comanche, the Lakota, the Sioux, and many northern Native American, Canadian Indians and Native Americans. He don't know nothing about his own history, y'all. Up here trying to claim somebody else's stuff. Man, sit down somewhere. Now, from the descendants of Ham, I see no correlation of the people that are listed as peoples or nations of Ham descendants to populate the American continent, and no link to become the Native American people. The closest in geographical promiscuity to inhabitants, origins of the Native Americans can only have come from the descendants of who? Japhet, being the Scythian origin. You see, bro, I told you, man. You just sat up here and got up here and embarrassed yourself, your chiefs and everybody laughing at you, man. Let's keep going, man. It was a joke. You're a joke, bro. You've been one when it comes to scholarship. I don't know you personally, but scholarship, you just trash. Now, let me see what else I got. Oh, you want to go to genetic markers? Let's go there, sir. Now, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Now, genetic markers of Asians found in Native Americans indicate a shared ancestry between the two populations. They ain't got nothing to do with no Shemitic people, no Afro-Asiatic lands over there. Those people in groups ain't got nothing to do with it, sir. Now look at this. The two populations. Here's the key finding between the Asians, right? You got to be ashamed. What's wrong? If I was a Native American or Asian, I'd be like, what's wrong with being a Native American? Tonto and them, they in movies and everything, bro. Huh? You got Geronimo, master of the goddamn guerrilla warfare. I mean, y'all had great chiefs and warriors, bro. So what's wrong with you? But let me teach you something. Now, the genetic markers, haplogroup Q-M242, this genetic marker is found in many Native American populations. It's also common and where? What that say right there, sir?
Uncle JJ.
Oh, here we go. What?
I'm gonna stop your time. They say your screen not changing.
Man, come on. So y'all ain't heard a word I said.
We heard everything you said.
All right, so my screen ain't changing because I ain't going up and down. Can you see it go up and down right there? Can y'all see that?
No, sir. You might want to unshare and share again.
So what? Hold on.
You might want to unshare and share again. Your screen not moving. All right. It just moved right there.
All right. It's moving now.
All right. Yes, sir.
Moving
Yes,
now.
sir.
All right. Yes, sir. All right. Now, okay. I'm good because technical problems happen in debate. No big deal. But did they hear what I said? Should I start my time over and beat them up again?
Yes, sir.
Or what should I do?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So start my time over? Y'all didn't hear me from the first?
We heard everything you said. Your screen was still the same.
Okay. But y'all heard me. Okay. Do y'all want me to go back and show you what it was or what? I mean,
it's up to you. I'll take 30 seconds off.
Okay, wait. So stop the time. You want me to go back to the last page, right? Okay, we can do that. Is that what y'all want? All right. See now, I mean, this a lot. Okay. I tell you what. So y'all, oh man, this is crazy. Okay,
Uncle JJ, keep doing what you're doing. And last time you screen, nothing changed.
Okay, but
y'all seen? I don't know how far back it was. So you ain't gotta. I'm not telling you to go back. You know what I'm saying?
You want to start? You want me to start back over, man? I can, bro, because I want this information. I want to know. We didn't hear it. He didn't show the source and all. I want to hear none of that.
Just go back to like 2 minutes ago. We heard everything. The screen stopped moving like 2 minutes ago.
But did the ear stop? Did the ear stop hearing what I was saying? That's all I need to know.
Uncle JJ, your sound is good.
Man, y'all messing my flow up. Okay, let me.
We heard everything you said.
All right, man, damn. All right, it's a flow to this when you're debating, bro. Trust me. And then when you get, okay. So y'all can see this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Genetic markers of Asians found in Native Americans. Jose, you should be proud of this. The genetic markers of Asians found in Native Americans indicate a shared ancestry between two populations. Here's the key findings. Now, genetic markers, see, we dealing with genetics now. The haplogroup Q, MT42, this genetic marker is found in many Native American populations and also common in where? Siberia, in East Asia. Huh? And I already said, so wait. So y'all didn't hear me about the Japeth thing. Y'all didn't hear none of that, right?
We heard everything you said.
All right, that's all I want to know. You better deal with that, sir. Scythians. You better deal with it. Now let me get to the genetics. I already beat you up on the Bible aspect of what they're saying. You bringing out books and comic books and coloring books and skipping around, ain't even opening the book, ain't told nobody who the book was by. You're not qualified to be in the ring with me. Now look at this, y'all. The haplogroup QM42, this genetic marker is found in Native American populations and also common in Siberia. It cost land bridge, sir, in East Asia is believed to have originated in Central Siberia and migrated to the Americas through the Bering Strait. Huh? Haplogroup C-M217. This marker is found in some Native American populations, particularly in Nidine speakers. And also, he can't even pronounce his own people. I couldn't say that. At least you should know your peoples. Ain't all y'all Israelites according to you? Which one of y'all, matter of fact, which one is Judah? When you get back on here, you get on here and tell us what these Native Americans Judah, and I want to know who goddamn the Issachar is too. Huh? Now look at this. Now, also common in Siberia and Mongolia. Man, be happy who your people is, bro. I'm sure they got some nice looking Mongolian women over there. Siberia, shit. No, look at this. The autosomal DNA. Now look at this mother and parent going on. Studies have shown that the Native Americans share a significant amount of autosomal DNA with East Asian population. They got nothing to do with no Semitic, Afro-Asiatic, Semitic people in groups. The languages don't even add up, man. The languages don't. What's going on, bro? Indicating common ancestry. Now the migration patterns. He ain't talking about none of this. Look at it. The initial migration from humans to the Americans believed to have occurred around 20,000 to 14,000 years ago, and some studies suggest that the migration may have happened as early as 36,000 years ago. Gene flow. You ain't talking about none of this, sir. There's evidence that gene flow between Asia and the Americas at the initial migration, with some Native American populations showing genetic affinities with Siberian population. Why don't you want to be Siberian? They got some cool tigers. One of the biggest cats on the planet is a Siberian tiger. What's wrong with you, man? Get your Siberian. Go be a Bengals fan or something, man. Stop trying to be the Lions fan. We the Lions over here, bro. What you doing? Now look at this, y'all. Pacific populations. Nandi speakers such as the Navajo. So you don't even know what the Nandi speakers are. He ain't brought none of that up, y'all. He said, well, the Navajo speak Hebrew, and how you even he's dismissing the Hebrew too, y'all. Talking about they got the first Bible. We ain't gonna bring that. Where the Bible? What's it called? I bet you if I ask all these goddamn different Indian sects, they ain't gonna have a name for it. They're gonna have a different story. You see, she said that this sounds like Jesus. You got to come up here with videos and look and shit, man. Get up out of here, man. Now look at this, y'all. It shows a distinct genetic profile with high frequencies of haplogroup Q-M242 with C-M217, suggesting a separate migration event. Now, the Inuit and the Aleut populations show a genetic he didn't give you no populations where they up there saying Yahweh shall be behind you, but like a thigh. You ain't doing none of that, sir. You just up here making stuff up. And that you did something with a look and shit video with the women dressed like Pocahontas pointing to the goddamn wall. You about as bad as Jabari and them when they go over to Kemet pointing at the wall and they can read the shit. Now look at this, y'all. The Inuit and the Aleut population, none of them can read Hebrew. Where y'all ancient manuscripts of the stories of Adam and Eve and all this? But show that in the debate with your Indian Bible, nigga. Excuse my language. Now the Inuit and the Aleut population show a genetic profile that is distinct from other Native American populations with high frequencies, the haplogroup Q-M242. And look at the shared ancestry, y'all. You gotta be ashamed of yourself, Vega. And look at this. East Asian ancestry. Native Americans share a significant amount of genetic ancestry with the East Asian population, indicating a common ancestry. Ancient North Eurasian ancestry. Native American also show the genetic affinities of ancient North Eurasian, Paleolithic, Siberian population. What's wrong with being Siberians, bro? What's wrong with you, man? Shit. I know it's cold over there. Get your extra coat. You know? Damn. Let's keep going, man. This dude, I'd be ashamed of himself. Get in front of me with this nonsense. What we got next? But just make them miserable. Okay, let's see. PubMed, we're going to bust your head. Let's see what 7,000 got for you right here, sir. Is that the one I just brought up? Let me see. It might be. Oh, look. Now, 7,000 finna take it to the National Library of Medicine. He ain't doing that. He up here got some goddamn some fairy tale books of the Mormons. And come on, man. This is a scholarly debate, sir. Now, look, this is from PMC PubMed Central, ladies and gentlemen. You see? Look at the origin of American Indians and the peopling of the Americas. According to the HLA gene.
All right, hold up. Okay,
I know that my time ain't up that fast, bro. Come on.
Okay, JJ, we can't see your screen.
Oh, man.
Hey, you need to relax.
Hey, bro, I'm in the battle right now, man. I'm relaxed. Don't try to paint no narrative, bro. Thank you for telling me. All right, I appreciate that, but hey, I don't. Hey, ain't no relaxed mode in the debate, but I get it. I'm having technical problems.
I'm the moderator.
All right, moderator. Let me know. I'm glad you told me. Okay, then let me try it again. He getting his work. Yeah, my time stop?
Yes, sir.
You stop my time? Yes, all right. Hey, y'all hit that like, share, subscribe. The Super Wavy. and the Lions Den and JJ7K TV. All right, let me get it back up here, man. Shit. You know what I mean? I don't know why you got in front of me with this. Look, you want me to? I already showed you the Siberian and Native American connection. Let's go over here, man.
I seen the
email.
email.
Okay, well, let me see if it pop open. Is it gonna pop open? It should pop out. Can you see it?
When you were sharing your screen, when you was talking, it was just on the email.
So you can't see it. You saying you can't see my screen?
Nah, you see it again.
Okay. It's really stopping my flow. Okay.
I stopped the time. Everything good.
Okay. Yeah.
I stopped the time. Everything good.
Hey, Titan McClocker, yeah, you my number one fan. I know you are. I know you are, sir. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, my friend. I'm gonna teach you who you are. Now, can y'all see this? Can y'all see this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, see, I know you're in the audience, man. All you little, these is your people. I mean, I know you want to be us, the lion, y'all tigers. Be a Siberian tiger, bro. Now look at this. The origin of, wait a minute. The National Library of Medicine, y'all, the National Center of Biotechnology Information. See, I'm bringing you something that he ain't doing, man. Look at these credited, look at it. These are the top stuff. As a library, NLM provide access to scientific literature. You see what I'm saying? What he doing, man? You get a disclaimer with it and everything, y'all. You see this? Come on, man. Look, you got the ring with the champion, man. Now look, the origins of American Indians. See, I know you hoping we won't be able to see this. Too bad. Now look at this, y'all. The origins of American Indians and peoplings of the Americas, according to the HLA gene admixture with Asian and Pacific people. You see, man, this is bad. Look at the classical three-way theory of American peopling through the Beringia was based on a mixed anthropological and linguistic methodology. See, the use of mitochondrial DNA Y chromosome and the DNA markers offer different results according to the different markers and methodologies chosen by different authors. At present, the peopling of Americas remain uncertain regarding time of population, number of people, waves, and place in people's interest, among other related issues. In the present review, we have gathered most available HLR data already obtained by the first Native American population, which raised some doubts about the classical three waves American people hypothesis. In summary, our conclusion is Northwest Canadian Athabascans have a gene flow with close to neighboring populations, the Amerindians, the Pacific Islands, including East Australians and Siberians. There they go again. Beringia was probably not the only interest of people in America. Pacific Ocean boat trips may have contributed to the HLA genetic American profile, or the opposite could be true. The American Indian interest to the American may have been different to that of the Athabascans and the Eskimos. Where is these Semitic speaking of goddamn Eskimos at? Is they Judah? I mean, I remember Deacon Akai said they was Israelites too. Y'all done got him. This is where y'all got this mess from. And the American Indians may have been in their lands before Athabascans and Eskimos, before they present altogether different set of HLA DRB1 frequencies. Now, the American Indians show a very, very particular alleles. Almost all are shared with other Amerindians. This ain't got nothing to do with, look, y'all, this ain't got nothing to do with no Shemitic speaking people. Man, bro, stay in your lane. This is the Athabascans and the Pacific Islanders, including East Australians and Siberians. There they go again. Our results do not support the three-wave model of American people, but another model where the people interest is not only Beringia, so there's other, look, not only Beringia, they ain't discredited, but also Pacific Coast, reverse migration, America to Asia. Is not discarded, and different movements of people in either direction in different times are supported by the Athabascan population admixture with Asia Pacific population of the American Indians. Let's get
2 minutes.
more. Here, look. The first American, look, okay. So the first American Indian natives are postulated to have come from Asia through the Bering land bridge between 30,000 to 12,000 years before the present BP. These conclusions have been based on cultural, morphological, and genetic similarities between American and Asian populations. Both Siberia and Mongolia have been put forward as most likely the place of origin in Asia. Now look at this. Greenberg first postulated the triple migration theory in explanation one for explaining the peopling of the Americas, the Amerindians, the South Amerindians, and the Eskimos, and they go through a list of them. But the authors postulate not only a wave coming from Mongolia, North China, now you coming from all of China, nigga, as giving rise to the first Native American ancestors. You want to pop on 2, 3 so you can see where the goddamn source come from. So you can see something there with your lip poked out. Now look at this. You ain't showed us nothing, man. Here go the sources for this information here. I'm gonna get more into it. You got Crawford, the origin of Native American evidence in the archaeological genetics, Cambridge, 1998. You got Coleman, C.J. Sambuddin, and the mitochondrial DNA analysis of Mongolian population and the implications for other New World founders' genetics, 1996. You ain't bringing out this type of information. You're bringing comic books. You're coming up with assertions. You're coming up here talking about, God dang it, Israel's in Utah. And because somebody pointed at the walls, don't that sound like Jesus? Jesus. Man, come on, man, get up out of there with that nonsense. You don't even believe in the Bible the way it's even constructed. Because guess what? If you did, you wouldn't be saying Shemitic-speaking groups of people are now the Native Americans who got their own culture, who got their own language, got their own history, who got their own gods. And they're pissed off. And in my next round, I'm going to go to the cultural appropriation of these other cults out here taking that history away with the ones that you're ashamed of. Get up, man, don't ever get in front of me with this nonsense, bro. And I don't care what your peanut gallery and the rest of you goddamn coons that's rocking with him saying in the audience, won't none of y'all get in the ring and he get beat up. Now look at this, y'all. Here goes some more sources, y'all. Look at this. Look at this. Sources, references. Yeah, I can tell you where to go to PhD for y'all. You ain't ready for me, man. You better source something better than what you did that first round, because videos don't count.
All right. Y'all know what time it is. All right, Misery. Going into the bottom of the second. Misery, you got the floor. Once I hear the grasshoppers and the crickets, you gotta unmute your mic, Misery.
Yeah, you can share my screen.
Yes, sir.
Right now, what on the screen? Is it showing like Mesoamerica, South America?
Yeah, you good. We got you.
All right, cool. Now, I want everybody to realize, again, nowhere in the second round did JJ prove how the Native Americans come from Japeth. This guy all night has been talking about DNA. Oh, DNA, the haplogroup, blah, blah, blah. That's not even around from that even area to even come with the Shemitic language. Again, this is Mesoamerica. You see it on the screen. This is haplogroup QM242. This is the same haplogroup JJ brought up. It said it has been found in approximately 94 of indigenous people of Mesoamerica and South America. QM244 built many ancient cultures and civilizations such as the Mayan, the Inca, Aztec, and so on. Now, JJ, let's find out where else do these people originate from. QM240 originated in Asia, right? You keep saying, oh, yeah, these Asian people, right? Is widely distributed across, it can be found in Russia, Siberia, Uruguay. But look what's highlighted at the end. You see that? It says Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia. Hold up. Oh, you can put me on screen, and then I want you to share my screen again. I want everybody to see this. You can put me on. You can take me off. You can see me on the screen?
Yes, sir.
How come I can't see you? So y'all can see me. Right? Now, during his second round, I want everybody to realize this.
Hold up. Nah, we can't see.
You can't see me? Okay, hold on.
You
can see me now?
I thought you was just
right? While during his second round, I took 3 screenshots of
Misery. We can't see what you're trying to show. You want
but you can see me.
Yeah,
we
can
see
see you.
I know I'm saying during his second round, everybody, I want everybody to realize I took 3 screenshots of things that he brought out. And I'm telling you right now, this brother did not bring out anything regarding the people of Japeth. In fact, his very first source, this is what his very first source is. For anybody who don't remember, this is the source that JJ pulled up on the second round right here. Let's read that again. He said this. It says, plus, to say that over the course of the following centuries, Japheth's descendants migrated to the Americas. Right? America, where they encountered descendants of Ham. You see that, people? Ham. So wait a minute. He debunked his whole theology of being from Japeth, when his own source showed that the migrated from the Bering Strait came from and migrated to these Native Americans who were Hamites. Poor scholarship. Next point. Well, this is crazy, right? His whole thing about the haplogroup, the Q42, disgusting, and it says the genetic marker is African populations and is also common in Siberia and East Asia. It's been the Americas. It's from the Americas through the Bering Strait. The Bering Strait. Everybody saw that in my first round. I brought up how the Jewish Encyclopedia claims that the people that crossed the Bering Strait came from where, JJ? See, this is what I don't know. He might have mental issues. Maybe he's forgetting things. But all he just showed by keep bringing up the Bering Strait, we're having a biblical topic about who these people are. And I'm showing them how the Jewish Encyclopedia is showing that the people from the Bering Strait are who? Israelites. But your source talks about these people. Let's go. The third screenshot. And this is what I'm talking about. He dug himself in the grave when he brought out this source. Everybody saw him. Brought out this. This is probably the last source that he brought out. The last J brought out. And he reads this: the first are postulated to have come from Asia through the Bering Land Bridge between 30,000 and 12,000 years ago. This is third mistake in his second round, because now Brother JJ is going to have to substantiate people of Japeth living and going to the time of 30 to 12,000 years ago. He cannot show not one biblical scholar showing that type of nonsense. Now back to my presentation, and you can share my screen. You see it?
Yes, sir.
You can see the guy in the purple shirt, whatever.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Now, for the brother JJ, now he's going to love this, because this guy approached the Sakari camp, and he's a native elder from the Mashapequa tribe. And this is what he says. He says when he went to the elder from Sakari, he says Israel is what part of Israel? He says Israel that is here, right? On this side of the earth, Massachusetts. This is what this elder was saying to the elder of the Sakari. He said, absolutely. Everybody thinks that Israel is somewhere else. And he says, you're saying that this is America? Then why do you believe this? This is what Alzar asked the guy, right? He says, why? I know that because 10,000 years ago, they found an ancient rock from my tribe, and the language on there is the same language as the Hebrew language. This is what this native brother said, right? Now hold on. Let's go to another one. Ooh, man, this is getting interesting. This is getting interesting. Wait, you can still see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, you see this right here? It says The 10 Tribes of Israel by Timothy R. Jenkins. Now, this book basically backs up what this elder just told the Sakari leader of the Sakari camp, Alazar. Okay, this is from the book The Tribes of Israel by Timothy R. Jenkins. It says, it is among their principal and beloved men that they have it passed down from their ancestor. That book which the white people have once was theirs. That while they had it, they prospered exceedingly, but that the white people bought it of them and learned many things from it. And while the Indians lost their credit, offended the Great Spirit, and suffered exceedingly from their neighbors. They also said that the forefathers were possessed and had extraordinary divine spirit, by which the foretold future events and controlled the common course of nature, and they transmitted in their offspring on conditions of them obeying the sacred laws. See, right here in this book, JJ, you have the natives telling Timothy R. Jenkins, right, that the that the natives told them that the Bible was a stolen book, just like how that elder just told Sakari in his thing. Now, this is from by Jimmy McCarthy, right? It says, "Is the Americas the promised land, or Egypt?" Right? It says, "Social localists it is vital to understanding how people come to the interpretations and abbreviations of the biblical of the Bible and its stories. One of the most popular biblical stories people have historically personalized have been the story of the Exodus. America's earliest European settlers understood America as the promised land, and that they were entering after fleeing Egypt, since in this telling of the story that they were the new nation of Israel." Do you see this, people? You have articles written back in 2008 of Christians tying themselves that this land over here was the promised land. This right here is from the Washington Post back in 1997, right? And it reads this. It says, "It is time to say that the America is a better place to be a Jew than Jerusalem. If ever there was a promised land, we Jewish Americans are living in it. Here, Jews have flourished, not alone in politics and in economy, but also in a matter of art, cultures, and learning." Do you see this, JJ? Back in 1987, you have these Jews in the Washington Post talking about how they felt like this is the promised land. So you have Christians, and now you have even Jews claiming these things. Now let's talk about linguistics. For everybody, this is Brian Stubbs, right? He is a linguistic scholar, and he's a linguistic scholar, okay? And it says this: "In exploring the exploration power of the Semitic and Egyptian and Uto-Aztecan, published by Rover Publishing. This book is solid and full of technical details, and trained linguistics can really sink their teeth in. Brian Stubbs have toiled for decades as one of the foremost Uto-Aztecan linguistics on the planet. Many thought his highly acclaimed 2011 Uto-Aztecan, a comparative vocabulary, would be his magnum opus. Turns out that it was only Brian Stubbs' warm-up act. All of these years, he has been patiently gathering massive data that shows profound Semitic and Egyptian influences in the languages family spoken by the Utes, the Shoshone, and the Northern Uto, the Nahuatl, and the south of Hopi, and in between. This is a revolutionary..." Oh, hold on. Oh, went back. "This is a revolutionary paradigm-changing book This is a highly recommended book for any serious student of Native American culture. Do you see that, JJ? See, I don't have to talk about and bring up Google Scholars or bring up things that you pasted on on your little laptop. I can actually show the people the names of these scholars, where they come from, and what they said out of their own book. And out of that thing, that linguistic scholar said that the language of the people from Mesoamerica was Semitic and Egyptian, okay? Broken Egyptian, okay? Now, this is from the History Channel, and everybody don't know about this. Now we're going to talk about geologists and more linguistics. This right here is a forensic scholar, a geologist named Scott Walter, right? He is a forensic geologist, okay? He says that there are hidden histories in this country that nobody knows about. There are pyramids here. At the artifact, this is what he says, that he uses artifacts with the latest, newest technology, the 3D, right? So he says there is no question that the Bakri stone is not a host. So again, people, so we have this geologist in the laboratory. He's telling you he's testing it with the newest technology. You want to talk about scholarship? Debunk him. Debunk the technology these geologists are using to test these stones to see if they're legit or not. He says that there is no question that the Bakri stone is not a hoax. It's a genuine artifact. And the fact that it's Paleo-Hebrew. And then he says, I'm on my way to see an artifact expert named Hugh McCulloch. And let's go see what this other scholar said about the writing system. And he says, in the style of the letter most closely matched that of the Jewish war coins of the 1650 through 70 AD. Wait a minute. So let me get this straight. So we have this geologist who takes the Bakri stone and dates it around the 1st century AD, brings it to Hugh McCulloch, a linguistic scholar, who shows you how this ties back to Jewish war coins going back around the same time period. And he says the letter style matches almost perfectly. Now, he says, now this is from the America Unearthed, right? And this is a woman, I forgot her name. I think it's on the next one. There it is, Stacy Wolowitz. There it is. She says, we did these writings on her wall in Nevada of an ancient writing called Negev. She says it is dated into around the 15th century BC. You see that, people? 15th century BC. This is way before even the Exodus. This is around the time of what you would call Abraham. This predates the Hebrew alphabet. Negev is an ancient script. Old Negev is an ancient script. Experts believe it was developed by ancestors of the biblical Abraham, who worked in the Egyptian mines. Some consider Old Negev to be the precursor to the Phoenician, Paleo-Hebrew, and early Aramaic scripts. And he said it reads from right to left. Do you see this, people? This is what, see, I don't have to keep talking crap like JJ's talking about. I could just show you people what the geologists and what the linguistics are saying out of their own mouths. As you can read it for yourself, what they're saying out of their own mouths. That this language was found on America, Old Negev language, going around 15 BC, and it predates the Paleo Arabic and all that, and it's the predecessor, meaning these languages come from it. So if the languages, this guy was talking about, JJ was talking about languages, it's talking about the language actually began over here. So I don't know what my is thinking of.
Tom. All right. Hey, man, we is at that halfway point. Hey, man, if you stop wearing shirts, if you're tired of wearing shirts that say just shirts, if you're tired of wearing a jacket that say just jacket, if you're tired of wearing pants, the name of the pants is called pants. If you're tired of wearing goddamn clothes that's just called clothes, if you're tired of wearing overalls and them big baggy clothes, man, come to Pine Club, man. We got everything you need, you know what I'm saying, to get fly. Hey, man, you wear my clothes, you will get that job interview. You got some Pine Club, man, you will get your blessings. Man, you cop some Pine Club, you will get some money in your pocket, and you will get that crush that you need. You cop a Pine Club hoodie. All right, we're going to Uncle JJ. This is halftime. Uncle JJ to open up the third.
Hey, bro, can you hear me? Because, man, I'm finna tell you something, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It probably was a blessing that I couldn't hear nothing he was talking about, man. Because that was, it was like going in and out. I recorded. I like, you know, look, I can show you, man. Hold up. Yeah, bro. This. Okay, look. See this right here? Let me push play. I ain't hearing shit. Look. Can't hear nothing, bro. But it's a good thing. But the bottom is going. How's the bottom going?
JJ's talking about. I could just show you people bottom.
I mean, I don't know what's going on, but it's good because he ain't talking about nothing anyway, right? Right, concrete, biblical truth. Let me get my screen, man. Hold on. Let me get up here, man. This right here is bad. It's bad, bro. You doing lookership? You doing lookership, sir? Yeah. Hold up. Let me get ready here. Damn, man. Don't start my time yet. Hope y'all enjoying the debate. You know, I love the battle. Yeah, man. Let me. All right. Okay. You can start my time. Then when I share my screen, let me get my screen up anyway, because I'm gonna read something first, and then we can. Okay. Let me go back to my. All right. Let me get the screen up. Y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe. Tell me if you see my screen. And then you know what's crazy? I could put this, you know, he probably won't talk about nothing. Okay. You know, I guess PubMed ain't an article. Hey, look, you can pull it right. I pulled PubMed right up, and he crying about that. You crying about PubMed? Look, bro, you couldn't see that? I transferred to my email so I can show it on my screen. As my time started yet, bro? Can y'all hear me?
I'm gonna start when you ready. I can see the article. I'm gonna start when you ready.
Okay, but no, he crying about because I'm transferring over my articles and journals from my email to the screen. It's not my fault. You got somebody else to do yours, bro.
All right, I started your time.
Stop crying. Bring some real articles.
All right, I started your time.
Yeah, start my time, man. And let me read you something real quick, bro. I mean, you sit up here making stuff up. Hold up. You sit up here making stuff up. You already got beat up. Yeah, let me read you something, man. You know, now see, there are several reasons why Native Americans are typically classified there are several reasons why Native Americans aren't typically classified as a Semitic-speaking people. Let's start with the basics, Jose Vega. Semitic languages are part of an Afro-Asiatic language, which I've been telling you through the whole debate, which includes languages like Arabic and Hebrew. Native American language, on the other hand, belong to a various language family and isolates that are distinct from Afro-Asiatic. For example, the linguistic diversity among Native American groups is vast, with language like Navajo, Cherokee, and Kunik having their own unique grammatical structure and sound. Jose Vega, you don't know nothing about the languages. How you gonna put a Semitic speaking group over in goddamn America, man? You making stuff up, looking bad up here, bro. You got damn videos and shit, people pointing at the wall. And you want to try to cry because I'm transferring over my articles from my email of medicine to the screen. That ain't gonna save you. But like I say, additionally, historical and cultural contexts of Native American communities are shaped by their own distinct traditions and migrations, separate from the origins and developments of Semitic-speaking peoples. The differences in language, culture, and history are key factors in distinguishing Native American groups from Semitic-speaking populations. I mean, what else, man? This dude, man, in my time. I mean, for real. Now, here's a. Okay, I'm gonna talk about your Back Creek Stone. Now, here's a list of books that have made claims about ancient Israelites or Hebrews in the Americas, but have been disputed and debunked by scholars. Keep in mind, this isn't an extensive list. The Book of Mormon, which he gladly brought up in the beginning of the debate like an idiot, a key to the American Door by Haley R.P. Pratt.
Uncle JJ, it's still on the PubMed page.
The Ananos.
Hold up.
What's going on?
It's still on the PubMed page.
Yeah. I was reading from my notes. I was gonna get into. I mean, okay, bro. Listen.
My bad.
Yeah. All right, hold up, man. Can I get my time back off that? Man, hold up, man.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. I thought.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let me go back. Stop my time for a second. All right. Let me just get to. Hold up, man. Stop my time. All right.
So you was trying to show the PubMed page right now?
Man, this throwing me off. Bro, this throwing me off. It's throwing me off. Now it fell off the screen.
We're gonna get everything all right. I told you just relax.
It's throwing me off. Can you hear me?
This PubMed page that you got on the screen.
But my screen messing up over here because just hold up for a second. Damn, just hold up. Every time you. Okay, hold up. Fuck. Hey, go to a commercial break or something, bro, real quick. I don't know, man. Go to a commercial break.
All right.
Yeah, man.
All right, hey man, everybody like, share, and subscribe. The goddamn show, this debate is going good. We're going into this third round. Once Uncle JJ fixes his screen, we will be ready to go. Hope y'all enjoying it. Hope y'all got y'all pen and pad. Hope y'all making the most of what these brothers is bringing out. All right, Uncle JJ, is your screen froze?
When my flow get messed up, then I hit another button, and then now it's fucking up. So just let me get back on track, please, man. Because just because this messing up, this information is kicking your ass, bro. So I don't want to hear nothing. let me show. Okay. Let me see. Hold on.
All right. Oh yeah, this the perfect segue then. All right, Uncle JJ, let me know when you're ready. And like I said, man, if y'all tired of wearing them big old baggy clothes, the shirt that just say shirt and the hoodie that just say hoodie, come what everything is goody. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, you copy some Pine Club, you will be. If you copy some Pine Club, you will get that new job. You copy some Pine Club, you know what I'm saying? You will get that new lady. You know what I'm saying, at the bar. You know what I'm saying? Just take a couple pictures with this. Nigga, this is the green light into whatever you need to succeed. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me see if Uncle JJ is ready. All right, Uncle JJ, you ready?
Can you see my screen?
All right, Uncle JJ, you ready? Sir.
Is my screen up? Yeah, since you want to show a little video. Yes, since you want to show a little video, I got one for you, buddy. Hold on, let me there. Since this is a video debate, let me get a 3-minute video. But your whole PowerPoint been videos. Hey, let me push play, man. Look. Here we go.
We uncovered
now they got them coming from China, y'all. Yeah, come on, bro. Ain't no goddamn Semitic. Look, let's go.
Interesting stories for you.
Look at that.
In this episode, a study suggesting that some Native American ancestors came from China. Human part of human history and prehistory. Humans were hunter-gatherers to start with. And even with development of agriculture, the migration went on due to a variety of reasons. And study of human migrations as a whole sometimes yields fascinating results. A study has now found that some of the ancestors of Native Americans in the Americas included people from China.
They are from goddamn Siberia, Asia, China. Man, what are you doing, bro? Be proud of your ancestors. Stop trying to be us. Stop trying to be in an Afro-Asiatic, Semitic people speaking people group. Don't do that, bro. Look, learn and listen. That's what you do. We're coming up here with comic books. Hold up, is it playing? Oh, man.
Counterintuitive as China.
This is bullshit. Come on. You still running my time, bro? Hold up.
Yeah, I called it.
Fuck this video.
The U.S. are separated by the vast Pacific Ocean, and human oceans, particularly historic periods, did not appear to involve crossing of large water bodies. It was widely held before that ancestors of...
Hey, can you see the screen?
You ain't even sharing your screen.
Yeah, hey, okay, bro. Hey, you guys, you might. I think it might be better if we, I help chip in, man. We could do these on StreamYard.
No, I think everything is good. Hold up. Everything is good. This is your system fucking up. This ain't got nothing to do with me. This is your system fucking up. You playing a video. You said you was supposed to be. You said ain't no videos during the debate, and he didn't play a video. Ain't no videos.
I'm cool with it. Play a video during the debate. All right, don't even worry about it. I'm finna read. I'm finna get you my information. But I recorded through the whole debate. I ain't hearing nothing during the rounds, a lot of these rounds. But it's cool because it's information. So it's all good. I ain't blaming you, brother. Chill out. We doing good. All right, hold up. So let me get to my information. Just having technical difficulty.
Yeah, it's on your side. It ain't on my side. Restream is good.
I'm up in the mountains. All right. We ain't even gotta go. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see where we gonna go. Yeah. Let's start here, man. Let's start here. Now the genetic, can you see that? Can we see that, or do I need to? Is it on the screen?
You see that? You see that?
Bet. All right. Now there's a genetic difference between Native Americans and Afro-Asiatic speakers, right? Now the genetic difference between Native American, Afro-Asiatic, Semitic-speaking populations. The genetic difference between Native American, Afro-Asiatic, Semitic people populations can be attributed to their distinct ancestral origins, misery, and their migration pattern. They ain't going to. Here we will explore the genetic difference between population, highlight the methodology used to separate them. You ain't coming with nothing, bro. Now here go the genetic markers. The Y chromosome haplogroups. Native American populations are categorized by high frequencies of Y chromosome haplogroups Q and C. I'm not showing you the differences. How you gonna try to make them Semitics? Now, Afro-Asiatic Semitic speaking populations are categorized by high frequencies of haplogroups J and that's from Caffrey and others, 2008, 830, and 838. Mitochondrial DNA haplogroups are hearing about Native American population categorized by high frequency mitochondrial DNA haplogroups A, B, C, and D. While the Afro-Asiatic Semitic speaking populations are categorized by high frequencies of haplogroups M and N. That's Taroni and others, 1993, page 138 to 145. Now the methodology, the genetic differences between Native American, Afro-Asiatic, Semitic-speaking populations are identified by using. Oh, my fault. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Let's see where we at. Let's see. Okay, yeah. The methodology, the genetic differences between the Native Americans and Afro-Asiatic speaking populations were identified by using a variety of genetic analytical techniques, including the white and the Jose Vega say this analytical techniques I'm showing the methodologies how we figured that there's a difference. You got Semitic people in group all over Africa and the Middle East, and you trying to put them over in the goddamn North America, bro. The origins of it. And talking about y'all, where your Bible at? Show me this Indian Bible. Show me the book of Tonto and the book of Pocahontas. Show me the book of Geronimo. Because you said all y'all the Israelites, so they all got to have some input in the goddamn book. You better be showing all the histories and trails. Where would they go to slavery in Egypt? Where Egypt at over here? You talking about Israel and Utah. You got the nerve to get in front of me with these goddamn fake ass books. I done been to Back Creek Stone. All that's been debunked, bro. When I get done reading this, I'm gonna show you. Get up here in front of this nine. Now look, the genetic difference between Native American and Afro-Asiatic Semitic-speaking populations were identified by using a variety of genetic markers and analytical techniques, including the Y chromosome analysis. Jose, you know nothing about Y chromosome analysis? Were used to study the parental lineage of these populations. So you come in here with comic book scholarship. This involved genotyping Y chromosome markers, such as single nucleoids, polymorphisms, and short tandem repeats. I know you never heard of them before in your life, but now you heard it. Now this comes from the Keferet and others, 2008, page 830 and 838. Right here, sir. And look, the DNA analysis, mitochondrial DNA analysis was eternal lineage of the population. We breaking it down, daddy, mom, and both combined. What you bring to the table? Some goddamn books, the outdated ass books, Stones has been debunked, and all that Hebrew writings, all this frauds and fake. They all been debunked, bro. Now look, this involved genotyping, mitochondrial DNA markers such as the SNPs and the haplogroups. That's Torini and others, 1993, page 138, 145. Now this is the mom and dad combined, the autosomal DNA analysis. The autosomal DNA analysis was used to study genetic relationships between these populations. This dude just up here speculating. Don't understand he had none at all. You're trying to explain them all in America and Utah. I mean, where Egypt at? Where they go to slavery at? It's a different story. Where the and the Bible? And he gonna come up with some language. This was before, and we can't find the book. Bring it to the goddamn debate. You be more credible. This involved genotyping, autosomal SNPs, and analyze the data using techniques such as principal component analysis, sir, and admixture analysis, sir. Patterson and others, 2006, page 207, 212. These are real sources. See, these are real sources. New binary polymorphisms reshape and increase resolution of the human Y chromosomal haplogroup tree. You know, we ain't got to go read them all. I got the Chicago style citations for you over here, the page numbers. You see what I'm saying? Now look at this. Now look at this. Includes the genetic differences between Native Americans and Afro-Asiatic Semitic. Do you know what distinct mean? Ancestral origins and migration patterns. Man, you lost this debate. This debate over, man. The use of genetic markers and analytical techniques that have provided valuable insights into genetic relationship between these populations. And they go to reference. Let me hold up. How much time I got? Let me keep going, man. I want to show you this. On
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
The stuff that's been debunked.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Cool. Yeah, man, y'all hit that. I hope y'all enjoying the funeral of Jose Vega. I know it's been slow and just brutal, but you know sometimes that's how you got to take them out. You hear me? Now, hold on, let me see what we got here. This dude up here. Now, there's okay. Well, let me find it. Let me waste time. All right, let's see. Yeah. Okay, that was music clean. Okay, yeah. I don't want that. There's several. Oh, yeah, here it is, y'all. Look. There are several alleged artifacts and inscription. I'm reading off my notes. I'm not showing the screen. Okay, all right. Because I didn't have time to put in my notes. Look, there are several alleged artifacts and inscriptions that have been claimed to prove ancient Israelites or other Middle Eastern presence in America, but most of them have been disputed or debunked. For instance, the Los Lunas inscription in New Mexico, which features the Ten Commandments in ancient Hebrew script, is considered by some to potentially authentic due to its discovery in 1850 and is unknown script at that time. However, its authenticity is still debated among scholars similarly claimed of Sumerian influence in Central and South America are based off interpretation of artifacts like the Funti Magna, but these claims require further verification. Right? Like I say, there are some groups that claim connection to Hebrew Israelites, but these claims vary. Some African American groups, you know, like these guys that out here talking about they won Westerns. They don't want to mess everything up. There are several books and publications that have made claims about ancient Israelites or Hebrews in Americas, but these claims have been disputed and debunked by scholars. Some examples include the Book of Mormon, which he brought up, the Latter-day Saints movement that's describing a narrative of ancient Israelites migrating to the Americas. Other examples might include the book of, by authors which claim to have found evidence of ancient Hebrews or Israelites' presence in America, such as Barry Fall's claim about the ancient inscriptions of North America. These claims have been widely disputed by scholars due to the lack of credible evidence. What else I got, man? What else I got for you? Okay, then let me get to the cultural appropriation. Okay, hold on. Should I read this? Yeah. Let me read this. The presence of Hebrew language, inscriptional stones, and other artifacts in America has been the topic of debate. However, these claims have been disputed and debunked by scholars. Many of these inscriptions are considered to be modern hoax, and Jose really believes in this. That's why he's bringing comic books to the goddamn on debate. Be attributed to the fact that some group have attempted to create connections between and the ancient Israelites based on their agendas. And this is what he had. He has agendas, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep going, bro. Let's keep going. Hold on. Let me get to this. 2 minutes. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. So 2 minutes. Yeah, let me start with this corporal appropriation. All right.
2 minutes.
Yeah. All right. Now look. You can argue that certain groups are misappropriating Native American identity and culture by claiming connection to specific tribe, biblical narratives, without proper understanding or respect. This can be seen as a form of cultural appropriation that disregards the unique histories and experience of Native American community. He has no regard for his own culture. He wants to be something that he's not. You see, ladies, let's keep going. Let's keep going because the road too far. That's cool. The leaders and scholars like Doug Kill. I'm going to bring the one that's mad at you. Doug Kill, an associate professor of history and faculty fellowship at the Center of Native American and Indigenous Research at Northwestern University, speaks out against cultural appropriation and emphasizes the need for respect and understanding of Native American identity, which he don't respect it in culture. Kill highlights the importance of moving beyond symbolic gestures to concentrate concrete actions that address ongoing injustice and achieve meaningful repetitive justice. Barack Obama also acknowledged the unique heritage of Native Americans and emphasized a need for governing a relationship that respect Native American sovereignty. When you sit up here talking about Native Americans is coming from the Middle East and all this, man, you making stuff up, bro. That's what you're doing. Hold up, man. And like I said, I was going to hit you with more science, but you're lucky at the time right now. The phylogenetic analysis is a powerful tool to understand the evolutionary relationship between organisms and genes. When applied linguistic families, it can help distinguish between different groups such as Native American and Afro-Asiatic populations. Afro-Asiatic language family, the Afro-Asian language family comprised of approximately 400 languages spoken across West Asia, North Africa, the Horn of Africa, and parts of the Sahara. Where they at over in America? This family is divided into 6 branches. The Berbers. Let me land this little part right here, bro. Let me land this part. Spoken around 16 million people in North Africa. Chadic with 150 to 190 languages. Ain't nothing got nothing to do with none of these people over here. Chadic is the largest branch. I'm almost done. Of Afro-Asiatic, the Hausa, spoken in northern Nigeria. These are Afro-Semitic peoplings groups. They're like Kushite. This branch includes languages such as Oromo, Somali, Afar, spoken in the Horn of Africa, and right from the finish, the regions, Egypt, now speak ancient Egyptian was spoken in the Lower Nile Valley, and you just got your head cut off, bro, because you ain't make no connection.
All right.
None of that what you're saying.
All right. Tom. All right,
now hold up, bro. I don't know if I need. I can't hear none of his stuff.
Mute your mic. Misery, you there?
Yeah. You can hear me?
All right, yeah, I'm gonna give you that extra minute too. Let me know when you're ready.
You can share my screen.
Yeah, it's sharing.
You see it says Genesis 9:27.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right, now again, I want you brothers to know that this debate is basically over. We have 3 rounds now, and not one single round did JJ 7000 even address how the Native Americans are the people of Japeth. Again, the brother forgot about the topic of the debate. Now, over and over again, you heard how I basically debunked all of his claims, especially in the second round when he was showing, I showed you guys the screenshots of his own premise about how one source basically said that basically the Native Americans were actually Hamites, not people of Japeth. So right there in the second round, basically should be non and void because his source basically went against his own premise. Then he tried to show the DNA aspect or the Bering Strait going back to 30 to 12,000. And if you brothers and sisters realize he could even touch that, which I will be addressing in questioning and answering about how that biblically ties into the people of Japeth. Again, he is not on topic, and the whole debate has shown it. But the thing is that I find funny is that in that one source where he says that those people that migrated to the Bering Strait migrated to the Native Americans who are so-called who are so-called Hamites. But if that is the case, then it's going against the Bible. His own source goes against the Bible because according to the Bible, this is what should happen with those people that migrated, those people of Japeth that migrated to the Native Americans. This is what should have happened. This is Genesis 9:27. It says, "May God enlarge Japheth's territory," as in numbers, "and may he live." Now, this is the problem that JJ is going to have in questioning and answering right here, brothers and sisters. It says that these people from Japhet, it says, "May he live in the tents of Shem, and may Canaan be his slave," right? But it says that the people of Japeth are going to be dwelling in the tents of Shem. So by his own premise of his own source, showing that those people that came from the Bering Strait to these Americas, which were Hamites, no, according to the Bible, they came to the land of Shem. Your head is chopped off at this point. Because now you're going to have to show and question and answering about those people that migrated, the people of Japeth, from your source. When did they ever dwell in the tents of Shem? And you know what's so beautiful about this? Let's go see. That this is from Strong's H168, from that word tent, right? And let's go see what it means in the Hebrew, right? Let's go see what it means in the Hebrew. Under the Strong's definition, right? A tent, covering, tabernacle. Under the KJV translation is under tabernacle, used 198 times. Under the outline biblical usage, right? Tent, nomad tent, yeah, dwelling, habitation, the sacred tent of Jehovah, the tabernacle. Under the Hebrew Chaldean lexicon, a tent, a tabernacle. Now, everybody who don't know where the tabernacle is, that's in the land of Israel. So again, the problem that this brother has is now he's going to have to show how the people of Japeth not only dwelling in the tents of Shem, which would be the Native Americans, of course, to what he just brought out, but the tabernacle. And where's the tabernacle located? In the land of Israel. Oh man, people just shoot themselves in the foot. Now he wants to talk about Native Americans. Who Native Americans claim to be Israelites, right? You know, we have movements all around Central and South America of so-called natives that believe that they're Israelites. As you see here in this photo, you have these brothers in Peru. Look at them rocking their fringes, about to make a sacrifice. Where are the Black Hebrew Israelites doing sacrifices? Oh man, look how strong these brothers right here look right here in Peru, rocking their fringes, claiming to be Hebrew Israelites. Look at this elder right here For brothers and sisters who don't realize what this brother is wearing, he is wearing the Levitical ephod. And for anybody who don't know what the ephod is that it is a breastplate that the high priest wore from Israel. But yet, we see this brother in Peru rocking the ephod. And that's his father on his deathbed. As you see, also, he has the ephod breastplate on his deathbed. Why do we have artifacts that also mimic the customs of the Hebrews? Right here is a Mayan with a turban, right? With a 12 stone breastplate. Hold on. Where's that from? Let's go back. Uh-oh. Why is that Mayan wearing an ephod plate? You ain't gonna ever see that them ever try to explain things like that over there in the Middle East or Africa. I'll tell you that much. But this is from Psalms 106. It says, but they were mingled among the heathen and learned their works, and they served their idols, which was a snare unto them. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils, and shed innocent blood, even blood of the sons of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood. Uh-oh. You see, the difference between me and JJ is that I can actually make the Bible come to life. Because what other people did this? As you can see right here in this picture, who used to do human sacrifices on temples and learned it from the other nations. From Hosea 8 and 13, they sacrifice flesh for the sacrifice of my offering and eat of it. But the Lord accompanied them not, nor will he remember their iniquity and visit their sins, and they shall return to Egypt. For Israel hath forgotten his maker and buildeth temples. See, this is why we see Native Americans building temples and doing human sacrifices all throughout. And also, as he says, I find it funny because we also see the Israelites even practicing Hamitic customs, just like the book of Jeremiah talks about how the Most High gave the Northern Kingdom a bill of divorcement. Reason being is because they went after the other nations and after their idols. What other nation on this planet do you see that are practicing Shemitic and even Hamitic cultures, as you see in this picture right here? Native. Uh-oh. What's that? Is that Egyptian? Why do we see natives doing Egyptian culture? Do they not fit what the Bible says what the Israelites would be doing? You see that? Uh-oh. All throughout, look at it, all throughout the world, we see Israelites over here building monuments from all other countries all around the world, just like the Bible says. How the Israelites will be following the other nations and their idols and their customs. This is why you see monuments from Maya going all the way to Java over there in East India. You have Mesoamerica going back, doing things like the Egyptian does. How people in Indonesia, all the way over there by Australia, people, and East India. Look at Takao. Look at East India right there, building similar temples, building similar monuments. This is in Indonesia, in Mesoamerica, in Belize, in Mesoamerica. So we see Native Americans practicing all countries, as you see right here in this map. You see building temples from all the way across the other side of the world, just like the Bible says. Hold on, let me get into my next one. Right here. If this is why the brothers hate the Bible, because the Bible mentions things that originate from the Americas. Here's a perfect example. If America is not the land of Shem and the whole the land of milk and honey, then why would the Most High feed his children, the Israelites, quail? In Numbers 11 and 31. And there went forth a wind from Yah, and he brought forth quail from the west, the sea. Now, quail is a bird that belongs to the peasant family, though they do not look alike. Quails and pheasants are closely related. These birds originate from North America. Hold up. Why did the Bible just mention a food source that the Most High gave his children that originated from the Americas? This brother is going to have a hard time trying to get around that. This is from Joel chapter 1 and verse 2, and says this: Hear this, ye old men, and give ear, all the inhabitants of the land. Have this has been in your days, and even in the days of your forefathers. Tell your children of it, and let your children tell their children, and their children in another generation. That which the palmer worm have left, the locust eaten, and which what the locusts have left, have the canker worm eaten, and that which the canker worm have left, have the caterpillar eaten. Now, brothers and sisters, this is a story in the Bible in Joel chapter 1 and 2 of the Most High telling you how he sent basically a plague or pestilence in the land of Israel and plagued it with the palmer worm and canker worm. The palmer worm is a moth of the family Gilchildia. It is found in where, people? See, this is the problem that brothers like JJ is going to have to come to in terms with. That the Bible is telling you that this this palmer worm, JJ, is found in eastern North America. Where are canker worms native to? Do you see that, JJ? Why is your Bible telling you that the Most High put a plague in the land of Israel? So now if the debate is if Native Americans are Israelites, what I am proving to you, brothers and sisters, is that the Bible is showing you where the land of Israel is. Where are cankerworms native to? North America. The fall canker... Okay, it is a native pest of broadleaf trees and shrubs in North America. Why is your Bible saying these things? Hold on, let me get to it. Okay, because JJ wants to talk about customs, right? About the Hebrew customs. See, I don't need to use Google scholarship when I have the Bible to back it up. This is Numbers 15 and 38. It says, Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations. And they put upon the fringe a border of ribbon of blue. See, now brothers will come in here and say, oh, look, Jose, the Samaritans, they wore fringes, as you see right here, right? As you see right here. But what is the difference? Is that the Most High said that they will put a ribbon of blue. And as you brothers and sisters see, I can show you a plethora of pictures of Native Americans wearing their fringes with the ribbon of blue. And the funny thing about this, people, is that these Native Americans are wearing it ignorantly. You see that, JJ? They're ignorantly wearing it, but it's part of their custom. Why is it that these Native Americans, when anybody can ask anybody on the planet, or when it comes to people wearing fringes anywhere around the planet, the first people that's going to come to mind are Native Americans. But then what separates that argument is now how the Bible says that these people, to separate themselves from people like the Assyrians that you see in the Assyrian walls or the Samaritan walls, they have to rock a ribbon of blue above their fringe. But yet, I can show you picture after picture of natives rocking their fringe with a ribbon of blue right above the fringe. Why is that? brother's gonna have nightmares about this debate. And like I said, the brother never proved. How much time I got left?
You got 3 minutes. My bad.
3 minutes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, like I said, I use the Bible to back up my claims, like stuff like this. You have claims like in First Maccabees 13, 20, and 20, on 27 and 28, when it says Simeon built a monument upon the sepulchre for his father and his brethren, and raised a loft in the site with he have stone behind and before. Moreover, he set up 7 pyramids, one against the other. Now, why is it that I can go to a place called Tikal over here in Mesoamerica that matches the biblical narrative of 7 pyramids being built within that city? Like I told you, brothers and sisters, I can make the Bible come to life. Hold on. Last point. Yeah, we'll even bring out the last point of the Cherokees' creation story, right? Because you want to talk about Israel, right? It says Cherokees. This is the Cherokees' creation story. It says, in the beginning, Yahweh created the sky, the world, our mother, earth. The waters around the earth were dark and deep, but the spirit of Yahweh moved upon the face of the waters. Oh, what does that sound like? Uh-oh, that sounds like Genesis 1. And Yahweh said, let there be light. Uh-oh, sounds like Genesis 1. And the sky, world, and our mother, the earth, lit up. And Yahweh called the light day because we could see to work and to plant our crops. And he called the darkness night because we could rest in cool comfort. And Yahweh divided the waters and of the sky, the world and the waters and the earth, the world. And so it came to pass that everything Yahweh had made was created in 6 suns, and he was satisfied with his creation. And this is why Yahweh had commanded us to rest on the 7th day, to respect the number 7. From the Cherokee religion, Olivian Ongardian chief from the Octwa Cherokee Nation of the state of Tennessee. You see that? This is from their Cherokee chief about their creation story and how it matches the Bible. And again, they don't even know this because they're ignorantly not knowing that they're telling stories from the Bible, like I brought up in the second round when I mentioned about how the natives told stories from the Bible and how it would come back and stories of Christ. And with that, I'll yield my time.
All right. Hey, man. Going into that question and answering round. Both of these brothers have asked for 6 questions apiece. You know what I'm saying? So it's about to get good. You know what I'm saying? We about to see the truth come out. Somebody about to get baptized within the next 10 minutes. Somebody is about to get baptized within the next 10 minutes. Uncle JJ, you want to start off first asking your 6 questions? Oh, I might gotta mute your mic. I'm sorry about that. All right, Uncle JJ, you there? Sorry about that. You there, Uncle JJ?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. All right, so we're in the question.
I can't hear you. It's bad connection,
You can't hear me?
bro. Might be because I'm in the mountains.
Come out and come back.
You know.
Can't hear me? Come out and come back.
So as long as he can hear my questions, can he hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're doing a 10-minute interrogation, right?
You got
Oh,
the flow.
what we doing? 6 questions apiece. That was an agreement, wasn't it? Yeah, there was 6 questions apiece, wasn't it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, Jose, you can ask me questions. You can ask me questions first. Go ahead, bro.
Jose, he say he wants you to go first.
Nah, bro, I went first. I opened up the show, even though you are the affirmative. I mean, what are we doing, bro?
Hey,
You can't go.
you gotta echo. You might want to keep your mic muted. And I told you to relax yourself. Maybe you need to go drink on something, but I told you to relax yourself. Misery, you there? Misery, you there? You
Yeah.
gotta unmute your mic, Misery. JJ said he wanted you to go first.
Oh, to ask my 6 questions first?
Yeah, he said he wanted you to go first.
All right. So, like I said, according to Genesis 9, where I brought up about how Japeth is going to be dwelling in the tents of Shem, how can you rectify that when you said that in your first round, when you brought out your article, that the people that came through the Bering Strait basically came to dwell with some Hamites? So when did the so-called Japhites dwell in the lands of dwell in Shem?
All right, that's your question.
Yeah, that's my first question.
All right.
But see that okay. That question is invalid when you're not even following the biblical narrative, because you got Israel in America. How can you try to refer to the Bible to prove a point when you can't even prove that these Native Americans was even over there? But now you got them over in America. You got the Israelite story in America, and now you're trying to talk about some tents of Japhet? That question is not even valid in this debate. I mean, why would you even do that? Now, if you would have just stuck to the biblical narrative, like, okay, yeah, I'm rocking with the biblical narrative. Israel's over in the Middle East. Egypt is over in Africa. Babylon's over. You can't show us where Babylon and none of these places is that's in the Bible. So now you cannot go back to the Bible to talk about some Japhet and tents and all that, bro. You can't do that. That's my answer to that. Now go to your next question.
All right, I'm going to ask it again because again, you can't. If I ask you a question, you can't go by my belief. I asked you about your belief. I said, how do you substantiate the claim of Japeth migrating with other Shemites? So in Genesis 9, when it says that Japeth will be dwelling in the tents of Shem or in the tabernacle, which would be the land of Israel, when did that take place biblically? Don't go by what I believe. I'm asking you, how do you rectify that when you pull the source saying that they came over here with some Hamites? So to dwell with some Hamites. So when did they dwell with Shemites? That's what I'm asking you biblically.
Representing the source. We know that. Hold on, let me show you something. We know the Hamites were here because they were here before Columbus. Now, but when they come over on the Bering Strait, now you people come mixing in with them. So then maybe that's when the tents came together, sir. Because guess what? These Africans were already here before Columbus and anybody else. They were already here. So now when the Bering Strait thing come, now these Asians that come over here and become these Native Americans, these Paleo Indians, they mix in with the Africans and they in ticks together. You can't even go to the Bible when you're not even following the narrative. So how dare you disrespect those Bible believers? You making up your own narrative, bro. So that's your second question. You asked me it twice. Now get to your other 4 because you wasted it.
No, that was actually my first because you still
didn't
even answer the question. But anyways, everybody can see you still didn't answer the question. You're cowering, you're running. Everybody sees it. But now here's my second question. Now you said you brought up a source saying that that the Bering Strait happened around 30 to 12,000 years ago. Why is this Canaanite dog still talking? Crazy. Anyways, we brought up a source saying that that the people of the Bering Strait happened around 30 to 12,000 years ago. How do you tie that to the people of Japeth existing that far back? What source can you pull that shows that Japeth existed in around 12,000 to 30,000 years?
Okay, thank you. First of all, okay, what we're going to do, we're going to clarify, and I want you to show me exactly where I said that in the debate so we can have clarity. So why don't you take the time to show me what you're talking about? And second of all, we're going by 2 narratives here if we're dealing with this Native American thing. He wants to prove his Bible narrative, right? So when I went to the Bible narrative, I went to the Scythians, right? Proving the trail that they came here to the America. They were from Japhet. Then I said, let's put the Bible aside. If we ain't gonna use that, now we can go to the Bering Land Strait where these people, these Mongolians, these Siberians are connected to Native Americans, these Paleo Indians, using this land bridge. So, bro, you're the one confused because now because when in the preliminary, you said you're not dealing with the biblical narrative. You got your own. You got us over here, and you got the Israelite over here in America. You got Israel, you got Egypt over in Utah, and the Red Sea in California. You're the one that's a pseudo. You're the one that's pseudo, bro.
Again.
Okay, what? Can I keep answering? No.
JJ,
You got another question?
JJ,
you got another question?
JJ,
You got another question? Go
you
ahead.
said, hold on. Okay, that's gonna be my fourth question then, because again, you just told everybody that I got to prove. When did you say that these people, the Bering Strait happened 30 to 12,000 years ago? Again, in your second round, this is your source, son. I took the screenshot while you were doing your presentation, sir. Your own source, it states that the American Indians that had came from Asia through the Bering Land Strait between 30 to 12,000 years ago. So now again, according to your source, now I prove that you're a lying demon. Now I need you to answer the question about how do you rectify Japeth going back living 12 to 30,000 years ago? Show me your source.
Talking about so we can read it. So we can read it. How can I understand your question when you cherry picking through it? So I don't know what you're doing all that for. You ain't connected no you ain't connect no language family. So what I'm saying, put that back on the screen. Go ahead. Then I can answer it properly to see what you're talking about. You're not gonna just flash something in front of me and say you're not. Oh, this is what it says. Put it up there. Let's see what you're talking about. I'll wait. Let's see what he do, y'all.
All right, what is it? My fifth question now?
No, put that back up there so we can see what you're talking about. Put it on the screen. Have Super Wavy share. Yeah,
this is what.
Read it.
Yeah, this is what you shared on your
put it on the solo screen for him.
Shared on your second round.
Yeah, I'll pull it up for you. Hold up. I pull the whole source up. Hold up.
JJ, you got it right there. Show him right now. Just answer his question.
Okay, what did it say? Okay, read it to us. What is he talking about? Read it. Are you gonna read it?
I already told you. It says.
No, read the whole thing. Yeah, go ahead.
It says the first American natives are postulated to have come from Asia through the Bering Land Strait between 30 to 12,000 years ago. Okay, this is the source you pulled up in your second round. Now, again, how do you tie these people from the Bering Strait going 30 to 12,000 years ago to the people of Japeth, which they don't go back 12 to 30,000 years ago, unless you have a source that claims that there were some people of Japeth dwelling back in those times.
People coming over from Mongolia and East Asia, and I showed you with my source the Scythians. You want me to pull that up? It was tying them to Japhet, but you're mixing science and your Bible. That's what you're. So I went to both. I went to the science and showed you how the sciences would connect them to Japhet just because of the region that these people are from. They had nothing to do with Shemites. They had nothing to do with Afro-Asiatic speaking Shemitic people or family groups. They had their own distinct language, culture, and identity. So I can break it down for you again. That source, what you're reading, only helps me. For the simple fact, it's showing the land. You believe the source. So you know they came over in this land bridge and these people from Siberia and Mongolia. So when you look at the table of nations, these people will fit over how I showed you with my source that y'all said that y'all couldn't see it wasn't moving. You want me to show it to you again? I can. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. Hold up. Let me pull it up. Look, we're here to learn, right? We're here to learn. Hey, let me know if you see my screen. Let me know when you see my screen. Look here. Okay.
Misery. You want me to share screen?
Yeah. Let's see what he's talking about.
If it answers the question, he's been rambling on, so doesn't answer the question about how he's tying it to the biblical narrative of Japeth.
All right, let's go to question number 4.
So when you talk about the people of the Bering Strait, why does it? I don't know. He's on mute. But on the people of the Bering Strait, why does it say in the Jewish encyclopedia that those people were descendants of the lost tribes, and not people of Japeth?
Okay. Unmute me, bro. Can you unmute me?
I'm gonna let you ask the question again. I'm gonna let you ask the question again. Go ahead, Miss. Ask the question again. Misery. Ask the question again.
All right. He said he heard the question. You're on mute.
Misery. Ask the question again.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, like I said, why is it that in the Jewish encyclopedia it states that the people from the Bering Strait, like you just claimed, that they were people of Israel and not Japeth, like you're claiming? Why are the Jewish biblical scholars putting in their Jewish biblical scholars putting in their Jewish encyclopedia?
All right, let me clear something up. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? It's this right here. Can you hear me? Unmute my mic. Okay, let me share my screen. I need when I say.
All right, Misery. Misery. I don't think. Can you ask the question one more time for him? I miss.
I think he hears me. He's just asking.
I don't think he can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear.
Yeah, he said he can hear me. He's having problems talking.
Yeah, bro,
That's the question. That's the question.
I want to share my screen, bro.
Uncle JJ, we're not sharing our screen. Uncle JJ, we're not sharing our screen. You answer this question for 2 whole minutes. You answer this question for 2 whole minutes.
So we can't share the screen just so the people can learn. Okay. All right. Okay.
We move on.
Okay. So ask the question again. How am I supposed to, if he's trying to tear down a source and cherry pick through it, we have to let me share this.
Hey, Misery. Like I said, he didn't hear your question. He's still stuck on question number 3. Ask question number 4 again.
No, he heard it. He's just trying to say that he wants to show a source that he thinks is going to address it.
And I'm telling you, he just said, all right, ask the question again. So I'm telling you, he didn't hear you. So maybe you got to say about the Jewish encyclopedia.
So why in the Jewish encyclopedia does it state that the people that came from the Bering Strait were Israelites and not people of Japeth, like how your source is trying to say, or your source is trying to say?
You hear me? So if I pull up the Bering Strait, are you telling me? Because I looked at the Bering Strait, they didn't say nothing about these people coming over and they're Israelites. First of all, how could they be Israelites when Israelite wasn't even a nation or even thought about before they even came over here? So you need to get up out of here with that pseudo scholarship and ask me some real questions. I know Super Wavy holding your hand a little bit, but he still ain't gonna help you, bro. You have been beaten and destroyed. You have made up your own goddamn doctrine in front of everybody, and you think you're doing good. Wait till I get to ask you some questions. Because that question right there didn't even make no sense. To show me there is no source talking about the Bering Strait and these people came over this way. You made that up. You made it up.
So like I said, he ain't understand. He ain't hear your question. He ain't hear question.
Yeah, he don't want to answer. He can't answer it. Don't worry about it. I can move on to my last question.
You got 2 more questions left, by the way.
Okay, I got 2 questions. Cool. According to the DNA, when I showed you the DNA, even going back to the Middle East, Pakistan, Iraq, and Saudi Arabia, why did you make the statement that the MQ, what was it, the QM242 doesn't go back to the Middle East when I just showed you genetics showing that it actually does?
Great question. Great question. But now, what you have to do is place, because the whole debate is you're supposed to be proving Japeth is a Shemite. That the Native Americans are Shemites, which you have failed to do miserably. You haven't showed no genetic connections, no affiliation to that land over there. Yeah, turn your camera back on. No affiliate. I would hide too if you get in front of me with this nonsense. You ain't showed nothing. Now I'm gonna let you ask me as many questions as you want, because it ain't gonna save you with your trickery. Now look, these people, he hasn't showed the connection of these people being from the Middle East, these Native Americans, the Chickasaw, the Navajo, the Apache, the Illini, the Iroquois. None of them, the Black Hawk, the Blackfoot, none of them. Which one of them is due?
Brother, I showed a source. Brother, I showed a source.
That's my answer.
Brother, I showed a source. I showed you that 94% of people from Mesoamerica and South America have that QM242, and it goes back into the Middle East. Why did you say that DNA does not go back to the Middle East when actually it does? Also, not just Siberia and
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
You're gonna ask me the same question.
Answer that question. Let me answer my last final question.
Yeah, answer the last one then. Yeah.
When I showed the premise about Jeremiah, about how the Most High gave a bill of divorcement to the Israelites, basically because they went and followed the other nations, their customs and their idols. We all know this, correct? So why is it that, can you show me another nation other than natives, which I showed everybody thoroughly about how natives practice many different cultures and even built monuments from the other side of the world? Can you show me someone in the Eastern Hemisphere that fits that criteria of Jeremiah 2 of a country that practices many other cultures from around the world?
Can I show you a culture that practices many other cultures from around the world, and you're saying that would make them an Israelite? According to what scripture? Can you exegete that scripture for me right now?
Jeremiah chapter 2.
Okay, let's pull up Jeremiah chapter 2. All right, hold up. I'll pull up Jeremiah chapter 2. All right, I got you.
In my third round, Hosea chapter 7 and 8, where it says that the Israelites went after their idolatry and their ways, and the other nations' customs.
Again?
Jeremiah chapter 2. I believe verse 21 or something like that.
Okay. So hold up, John. So what's the concept? So what are you trying to reach at with this question?
I said, according to the Bible, the Israelites started following the customs of many other nations and their idols, right? Why is it that in my presentation I showed you how Native Americans did that? Can you show me any other nation in the world that basically has many different cultures, that followed many different cultures? Because when I look at China has their own culture. Japan has their own culture. Russia, they have their own culture. England, they have their own culture. African tribes in Africa, they have their own culture going back thousands of years. What can you show me a culture over there, or a nation or country over there that practices many other cultures from around the world, like how the Native Americans did?
Okay. So your question is supposed to be structured towards the Bible and different people who are supposed to be one of the children of Israel and how they went out and practiced other cultures and religions. Well, like I say, there's plenty. See, he's not even the Bible. There's plenty of the Haitians, for example. Y'all call them as part of one of your Benjamites and all that. Guess what? They were practicing voodoo to get the Europeans out. So there's other examples of people falling off and worshiping, the Israelites were worshiping Ishtar and other gods. And as far as I'm concerned, you ain't even following the right God, because Yahweh is a little fella. He up on the L. You don't even, matter of fact, the Native Americans have so many goddamn gods? Because they're not connected to this book when it comes to the Middle East and the Bible. You can't find one scripture in there saying, "Oh yeah, the Native Americans, Chief Tonto was the leader of the tribe of Judah." You see what I'm saying? Pocahontas was his Levite wife. None of that, bro. You making this stuff up, and I'm really getting tired of it because you insulting the people's intelligence and you insulting mine. Yeah, turn your damn camera on, bro. I would hide too, because none of this that you're talking adds up. First, you're talking about in the preliminary, you ain't dealing with scripture when I ask you what's the connection. Now you the one that mixed science with this. You tried to mix the people honest. He tried to mix the science and the biblical narrative with it. So I went to the biblical way and showed you. I showed you with my source what they say with Japhet and how they connect through Russia and through the Bering Land Bridge. I showed that. Then I went to science. I said, you don't want to do that because you ain't dealing with the Bible anyway. You said it in your preliminary, sir. And then I said something about science haplogroups. You said the preliminary. You don't deal with that neither. So you're a walking contradiction. Don't make me play what you said in the preliminary. Everybody heard it. So like I said, your questions, you talking about sleep in the tents and all that. You don't even deal with the Bible, bro. Where's this Indian Native American Bible? That's my first question, because that was your last one. Give us that right now. Go.
Let's focus on the discussion.
Hold up, John. Hold up. Yeah, that's his last question. Turn your camera on and show us where this goddamn Native American Bible at. Huh? Go ahead. I'm waiting. You hide now? Hey, Wavy, what's up? Tell me, answer the question. Don't hide now.
Is that the question?
Don't hide now.
Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Mr. All right.
That was his question?
That it was so basically was that the end of your question? That's the point. Was that the end of your question? Like, was you satisfied? You good? You satisfied? You good? You satisfied? You good with that answer, Misery?
Oh, that's his question?
I'm saying you good with your question and answer. You satisfied with his answer?
Oh yeah. I already had. He didn't answer anything, but yeah, like I said, it's all to the people. The people are gonna see it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The people are gonna see it. He didn't answer that one question.
All right, hold on. All
yeah.
right. So now it's gonna be JJ. Now you about to question Misery. All right, Uncle JJ, you got the flow.
Yeah. All right. Now I'm gonna ask you again. He claimed that the Native Americans had the first original Bible and that Israel is America. I'm leading up to the question, y'all. Egypt's over here in Babylon and all that. Show us the Native American prophets that helped write your Native American Bible, because you said that's the first one. Give me their names.
Now again, I addressed this, I believe, in my second round. I literally show people how this elder from the Massaquoi from Massachusetts went up to the Sakari leader from the Sakari, Alazar, and basically told him to his face how the Bible is a stolen book. And then right after that, I showed you from a book by Timothy Jenkins, right after that, showing you how the natives themselves told him the same thing, how the white man has stolen their book. Then I gave you a prophecy from the Taino people. This is how I know you didn't even pay attention to the debate, and everybody heard you say, well, I didn't even hear him in the second round. Well, you should have heard me in the second round, because I answered all your silly question right in that round. And even in the Taino people, I even showed you how they had prophecy about how we would be invaded by the three canoes, which is Columbus, right? The three ships, and how the Bible will return back to us. Then I even brought up a point about the Mormonism and how you clown about the Mormonism and stuff like that. A religion that teaches that how the Native Americans are the Israelites, from a guy named John Smith, who found writings in Egyptian broken Egyptian language around the Mi'kmaq tribe, which is in Maine, teaching that they are the Israelites. So yes, there are many books. The Book of Mormon is a Native American book. The Book of Mormon is a Native American book. So go ahead with your second question.
Are you done? No. I'm not satisfied. Super Wave, I'm not satisfied with that answer. I asked him for the prophecy, Tonto. I want Geronimo. Which one wrote the prophecy of Christ coming back? I want to know. Hey, you show me this Native American Bible that was stolen, bro. Now, I don't know why you keep, why is my mic steady being muted, bro? My mic is steady being muted. My mic is being muted, bro. What's going on with that? This is what we're doing? Now, you hold them accountable. I want to see this Native, I'm not satisfied.
The whole time.
I want to see this Native American Bible.
Your mic was not muted.
Where's the Bible?
The whole time.
No, okay, so where the Bible?
Where
the Bible at? Where's the stolen Bible?
Like I said, I already showed you multiple sources.
No, you didn't show me that. Put it back up there.
Multiple sources of these people saying they're
put it back up there.
Not only that, if you paid attention, I even in my third round brought up things that your Bible and everybody's Bible that can pick up their Bible, whatever translation, which is the NIV, ESV, KJV. It don't matter what translation you want to bring it, the Septuagint. I brought up sources showing you things that only exist in the America. When I bring up the cankerworm and the palmer worm, why are you ignoring that? When I bring up the quail, your Bible is telling you where these things are at. Quail originates in the Americas. The cankerworm and the palmer worm are insects that are in the Americas, not over there, not in no Africa. So I answered your question thoroughly with the Bible, but that's what the Bible says. Debunk it, rewrite it, burn it up, and rewrite your own African and put in your elephants and your giraffes and your freaking zebras in the book. But those animals don't exist in those books. But go ahead with your third question.
That was my first. All right. Let me see. Okay, so he really didn't answer that, ladies and gentlemen. Man, okay. So you didn't answer that at all. Can you give us proof that Israel is in Utah, like you said?
That's your question. Not about the debate. Okay, so you want to get off topic. So you're asking me what is one of my main points to prove how Utah is the land of Israel. In the book of Deuteronomy, when the Most High talks about what is it, Deuteronomy 17, the Most High 17. No, Leviticus 26, when in Leviticus 26 it talks about how the Most High would plague the land. And then how he would make it a desert and basically a salt flask. Was basically salt. He would plague the land with salt and desert. Now, when you go to Utah, of course, you already know Utah is, desert. Yeah. But did you also know that that land is plagued with salt? Anybody could look it up, Google it. It's called the Utah Salt Flask. And you're going to see miles upon miles of white salt on the ground, just like the Bible says the land of Israel was plagued with. And if you guys claim that you guys are cursed and you're not in the land, then the curse of Leviticus 26 is still in effect, and that land should have salt in it also with desert.
You're doing too much. Now, so who put all the Native Americans in slavery in this American Egypt? Who's the name of this Pharaoh over here in the Americas? I need to know. I need a source, a reference, and a Chicago Manual style citation with a peer review article backing this nonsense up. Go ahead.
Now, again, like I said, when we talk about the Bible and how it mentions things that only exist in the Americas, right? So this is how we could tell what's real and what's fake. Now, I find it funny that the scriptures talk about the Egyptians. And I read for you guys in the first book of Maccabees how Simeon built pyramids, for his mother, brothers, and they built seven pyramids in there, and that the Israelites started building pyramids. Now, if Egypt is known for building pyramids, and the Israelites, again, they bit off the Egyptians, right, of building pyramids, why is it that the most pyramids exist over here in the Americas and not nowhere else on the planet? So yes, it would make biblically sense that the land of Egypt, or Mizraim, because that's not, Egypt is a later on term, because people do put these names on it, but it doesn't make it the biblical nation. Mizraim was known for making pyramids, and again, like I said, the most pyramids exist over here in the Americas by far. That's like today, like today, right? That's like comparing cities like skyscrapers. So whatever country has the most skyscrapers, they're considered to be what? High class and over class. Well, that's exactly what it was with the Egyptians. Their pyramids would look like today as the skyscrapers. So why is it that in today's society, the Native Americans built basically the most skyscrapers by far, which is an Egyptian custom? Can't get around that.
Okay, so I asked for the location. You said Israel's in Utah. I need to know what. No, you're not getting up out of here. Where the hell is Egypt at? What city? Is it in Memphis, Tennessee? Is that where you got it down there? Where is Egypt? And who's the American Indian Pharaoh that put them in slavery? Go ahead, bro. You didn't answer the question. Go ahead. We waiting. You rain dancing around is what you're doing.
That's a ridiculous question, because everybody knows that the Native Americans from North, Central, and South America, the majority lost their heritage, so that you can't even get that information unless you're hearing it, like I already told you, from the elders, right? And what the elders say. And I already showed you how the elders show you about the creation story, how they prophesied even about Christ. But go ahead with your next question.
No, I'm not satisfied with that, because I asked you. You said that you made it distinct. You said Israel was in Utah, so you know where Israel at. So then, how did they get to Utah? Because they left the Exodus. What part of the United States was this Egypt? Was it in Memphis, Tennessee? Where was it at? Was it in East St. Louis? Where was it at? How far did they walk? Where did they get lost in the wilderness for 40 years? You ain't proved none of that, bro. Now I'm gonna ask you again. Where's Egypt?
I'll prove that. I'll prove that when we have that debate about is Israel over here in the Americas. But today we're having a debate about America's Shemites or Japhites. I would love to stay on topic, and everybody sees that you're running from the topic at hand because you have nothing. But go ahead with your next question. And try to stay on topic.
No, be quiet. Answer the question. You brought up the Americans and Israel in this debate. You did first. You did. So I'm gonna go to the next question. Y'all see, he don't know. Okay, hold on. Hold on. How about this one? Where did Taharka? Where were some of the battles? Where's the walls of Jericho here in America? According to the American the Bible. No, how about this one? Where was Christ crucified at? Here in America. Go ahead.
Okay, so you want to talk about Christ being crucified in the Americas. Well, here's your proof that Christ was over here in the Americas. Once again, your Bible. Your Bible tells you that Christ was over here in the Americas. How do I know that? Your Bible, it don't matter what Bible version you want to pull up. How do I know Christ is over here in the Americas? Because the Bible says that he walked through the cornfields, and how him and his disciples, meaning John, all of them ate off the corn. And again, what does corn come from, sir? So when you ask me silly questions about where was Christ crucified, and you're over here talking about, oh, well, this is the Americas. You're over here saying you're bugged out because it's the Americas. Well, it's not my fault that your Bible tells you that Christ walked around the cornfields. And you can't even get around it, because even in the Greek, it means corn.
Doesn't mean maize. It doesn't mean anything like in the Hebrew, but in the Greek, it just means corn. So yes, the Bible proves where Christ was. Again, I don't have to play word games. I don't have to play ad hominems and stuff like that. The Bible tells you where it's at. So where did Christ get crucified? He must have got crucified over here when he was preaching the gospel, walking through the cornfields, and him and his disciples were just eating off the top of the damn corn. So that's how I know.
I'm not accepting that, bro. So what? Okay, so which cornfields did he walk through? Iowa, Kentucky, Illinois? You mean tell me because the scripture says somebody walking through a cornfield, you want to associate it with the American? But let's go to the next question, man. This is getting out of hand. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me get you. Hold up. Let me line you up. All right. So, what historical evidence supports the location of ancient Israel in the Americas? What historical evidence support the location of ancient Israel in the Americas, sir? Give us something. I need historical evidence. No, he ran away, y'all. How do historical records from neighboring ancient civilizations collaborate with the presence of Israel in the Americas? Here, I got another one for you. Which one you want? Which one you want?
So you're asking for historical references. I already gave you historical references. Again, the Book of Mormon, regardless if you want to accept it or not, it is a book that goes back over 150 years ago. So that will be an historical book. That would be an historical account of a book teaching that these people over here in the Americas were Native Americans. I also showed you articles from Jews, from Christians. I even showed you books from Jews and Christians, all saying that these people over here in the America were Israelites. And not only that, that this was the promised land. So I don't know why you're asking me a rhetorical question, which I already answered thoroughly during these rounds. And that was your final question. You suck.
I got one more, bro. I got one more question. I got one more. Yeah, don't try to get up out of here to my final question. No, sir, buddy. All right, let me see.
That was number 6, bro. That was number 6.
That was 4. I mean,
his second question. Y'all kind of had. You got one more.
Yeah, he trying to get up out of here. All right, now here go my last. Okay, so how many I got more? I got what? 2 more, right? Yeah, he trying one more. All right. Now, as y'all can see, this guy has made up his own doctrine. So my question is, I want you to distinguish all 12 tribes of the Israelites, but naming the ones over here, like the Iroquois, they Judah, and goddamn it, the Apache, they the tribe of Gad, and then the I need to know. I hope you understand this question. First of all, which one of these Native American tribes are out here on the corners telling y'all in America, because y'all say y'all are Israelites, that they are the tribe of Judah? That's my question. Go ahead, sir. You got the floor.
Again, like I said, he obviously did not pay attention to my third round. In my third round, Wavy, did I not show natives from Peru that were claiming that they were Israelites? I even showed you how these natives were wearing the ephod plate, which is the Levitical priest, only the Levitical priest wore. And these people have been preaching that they're Israelites before One West even came out. So I did answer your question. You should have paid attention when I was showing those slides.
Okay, so who is Judah? Let me, because I couldn't really hear, bro. I told y'all through the whole debate. So
that wasn't your question. That wasn't your question.
I said, so no, you talking your question. Who is Judah?
No, who? I didn't. About to close out. I appreciate everybody. Hey man, hey, I appreciate everybody for coming through, man. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Uncle JJ and Misery, man, they put on the show. Uncle JJ and Misery put on the show. I'm gonna let both of the brothers close out real quick. Like I said, appreciate everybody coming through. Like, share, and subscribe. Monday morning quarterback. We'll do a review Monday morning quarterback. This shit was funny as hell. Uncle JJ don't like going first, so I'm gonna let Misery close out right here. Misery, I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to close out, brother. You got the flow.
As you brothers and sisters see, it was a bloodbath tonight. The brother did not show any source about natives being descendants of Japeth throughout all 3 of his rounds. Everybody saw that in all of my rounds, I proved that not only the people were saying that this was the promised land, making it the land of Shem, but that these people were Shemites and Israelites. And then y'all thoroughly saw me debunk JJ's sources, all 3 of them, that about the DNA aspect, the language aspect, and how his own source basically showed him how natives were actually Hamites and not even Japhites. So right there shot himself in the foot. So I hope you brothers paid attention to JJ's first and second and even third round, and you guys will realize that he was not on topic, and this was an easy win. Like I said, I don't even know why people were waiting 5 years for this, because like I told you guys from the beginning, these guys cannot answer anything biblically. They're scared of the Bible. Everybody saw I was the only one that brought up the Bible, brought up and stayed on the topic at hand. And in questioning and answering question round, everybody saw that JJ couldn't answer none of the questions biblically, but every question he asked me, I answered it with the Bible, and he was confused because he doesn't know the Bible. And with that, I would say shalom to my native brothers and sisters. I hope y'all brothers enjoy this. I know your brothers is probably going to be streaming this later on your channels and, dissecting, this bloodbath that took place today. Shout out to everybody. And JJ, like I said, bro, step your game up. It was a good debate. So shalom, bro.
All right. Uncle JJ, I'm going to let you close out. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. We're going to be out of here right after that. Uncle JJ, you got the floor. He's sending the scoop. He's sending the scoop.
Nah, hold up, man. Where am I closing at? Hold up. Let me find my closing, man. I got it.
You ready to close out?
Hey, hold up, man. Find my closing. Yeah, man. Hey. I'm glad me and you got that out the way, man. A lot of people expected us to blow up, and we did good. Hold up. Where's my clothes? Open clothes. I ain't got my damn clothes on. Fuck it. I'm going to go on clothes freestyle. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, who's the more superior debater? Who's the one who brought out the sources, the references, scholarship? Who was the one who, in the beginning of the debate, showed you the differentiation? The Afro-Asiatic Semitic-speaking family group of peoplings versus the indigenous Native American peopling group in the languages. These 7,000 went on and flexes his genetic muscles by showing the differentiations of the genetics. You see, this guy wasn't even on topic. He got Israel over in America. I asked him, where the hell is this goddamn Native American Tonto Bible? The Book of Tonto. It's about as bad as the Book of Fraggle Patty that the Ospreys got. He didn't come up with a Bible. And this is what these guys do when they have nothing to really bring to the table. He was really supposed to go first. Everybody knows this because he's an affirmative. He's making the claim. But me as a seasoned debater, it don't matter if I go first or second. And you notice when he came after me going, he didn't address anything that I said about the language groups. He didn't address the genetic differentiation. He didn't address the migration. He didn't address none of that. He didn't prove how an Afro-Asiatic Semitic language group is all over in Africa where they're showing the origin of, but he calling them Semitic. I respect Jose Vega for, we both have matured over 5 years. This debate would have been disastrous back then. You see what I'm saying? But he still has the same 2019 talking points. And it's not going to get you anywhere when you fall in the One West made-up doctrine by somebody that said, come on, Pops. You know that ain't right. And it's this cultural appropriation that really messes things up with different peoples, because I wouldn't want you to take my history and place it over in China. The break dancing and all that, and hip hop and our American culture, now they saying that they started. That ain't right, bro. And like I say, he didn't bring anything from the Bible. He didn't cross-reference anything. He didn't do no exegesis or hermeneutics. No scripture saying, yes, this is the proof. And then he lied and said that I didn't show my sources about Japhet being Native Americans. When I read my second round, because remember y'all said, oh, JJ, your page not moving. I said, did y'all hear what I said? Was your ears still working? So he's trying to play off that, knowing goddamn well I did that. The problem is you didn't do what you were supposed to do. You're doing like guesswork and trying to connect the dots. You didn't bring any scholar that really would back you up. Where was your references? You had little bitty readings and clip-ons. Yes, I had my email, but I had articles and journals when you open it, PubMed and different things of that nature. So like I say, bro, it was a spirited debate, and hopefully we can get in the ring again. But you know, you probably gonna have to work your way back up before you get in the ring with the goddamn people's champ, the FOP debate legend, and the HOK GOAT. I've been barred from over there because the pot's scared of me. And you always want somebody to come over there. If she's a real champion, she needs to get over here and get on the road, because that's what champions do. With that being said, hey, peace to y'all, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And then, you know, hey, share this video. NJJ7K TV, so Wavy, and the Ancient Watchman. We out.
Already. Hey, peace to Uncle JJ. Peace to Mystery. And just like that, we out of here. Y'all have a great weekend.